I wouldn't have put a goldfish.
Hey, everybody out there in Saving Throw Nation. Is that what we're called now? Do we have?
Yeah.
Yeah, Saving Throw Nation.
TM.
As of 10 seconds ago.
It feels like a stomach condition. Oh, guys, like I ate a bad burrito and I came down with Saving Throw Nation.
It's in the Pepto-Bismol song.
You're telling me, yeah. I need, as my wife would say, some Gravol.
What's
Dramamine? I don't know. It's a Dramamine.
Oh,
It's like an
Canadian?
anti-nausea thing that they just apparently pound down. Welcome everyone. We are live.
Good.
I always like to start the stream off with a couple tangents, but you know what? That time is now over. I'm Tom Lommel. I am your host this evening for a very special installment of Dusk City Outlaws. Scratch Pad Publishing. The design of the mad genius, Mr. Rodney Thompson, who I assume is watching in the chat and is going to say some cool things about himself, of which there is no shortage. Dusk City Outlaws. Well, that's kind of the small version, right? Let's get out the big version. How does it work? It's the basic premise is you are a group of criminals, sort of a wrecking crew, as it were, put together to run a con job, run some sort of heist.
Cool.
If you want to think of the show Leverage, set in...
I love that show! I love it. I'm
It is
obsessed. I
great.
loved it so
So
much.
I will say, one thing about this setup, which we did not cover in our pre-game briefing, is that you are sort of a crew that you would root for, right? A lovable gang of heroes, not like, oh, we're out to like murder as many people as possible, etc.
Yeah.
Right? So you are the good-hearted rogues of a fantasy version of New York City, if you will. If you can think of any giant urban fantasy city that you're familiar with, whether it's Waterdeep or Tallis or what have you, Dusk City is similar to that, right? So it's an enormous fantasy metropolis. There are canals that crisscross the city, so instead of like a subway, you get on a canal and you go, etc.
And they're always late.
It is divided up into districts. I'm trying to think what the
In
other-
Leverage, in the pilot of Leverage,
Yes.
they teamed up to get back at a terrible insurance company.
that
The more you know.
the more you know.
Do we have the star yet?
It's definitely. Well, speaking of Leverage, so the writer and creator of that show, one of the stretch goals has been unlocked, is going to be writing a scenario for Dusk City Outlaws.
Has he done it yet?
I have not seen it. If he has, I don't think so.
All right, well, you'll know it's his when they go after an insurance company.
Yep.
Sounds like the show is a bit one note from the way you're describing it.
Maybe Amy's just seen the pilot. That's also
Get
possible.
up on that.
I love that pilot.
So I will be your handsome and entertaining judge this evening. Anyone who says otherwise is kicked out of chat. Guys, I spent money on a shirt for you guys,
That's a
even
cool
though we're not
shirt.
playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight. But in the meantime, let's meet the rest of our crew. So let's start over here with Mr. Gaurav Gulati. I'm sorry, I set this up badly because I want people to understand the way that you create a character. So there are two portions to your character. Do you want to talk about what they are?
Yes. So the two portions are cartel
Yes.
and specialty.
Okay.
the
What
car-
is a cartel?
A cartel is, well, exactly what it sounds like. It's a mob group almost that, and there's 8 in the city?
Yes.
Is that right?
So there's also a. Let me back up on this. There's 8 that have formed together into this
Right.
like negotiated truce. So these 8 different cartels that previously controlled different parts of the city decided to get together, and then they were like, if we form a truce, we can all kind of share the gains rather than like all this war and gang infighting and whatnot and cutting each other down. Let's just sort of agree to work together and all rise and all profit. But there's one group called the Blooded, and there's another group. Oh, I'm trying to remember what they are. At any rate, there's a couple of groups that are rogue, that are like, we don't sign on for this, and guess what? Screw you guys. If we see you guys crossing us, we're going to cross you. We'll murder whoever we want.
Was that Luftwaffe? Luftwaffe 42. Thanks for the
Luftwaffe
follow.
42.
Thanks for the follow.
Welcome.
Follow.
So you have 8 different cartels to choose from. You may
Right.
think of this sort of as a race that you might apply to your character.
Gotcha. Okay, and the other one was specialty,
Right.
which is the job. pretty much the class you choose.
Yeah,
essentially.
it's almost essentially the same thing as the class. What cartel and what class are you playing tonight? What's the name of your character? Let's start there.
Oh, yeah, the name of my
It's probably on the
character-
screen. We just don't know it.
That's true. It is
no.
on the screen, I'm sure. My name is Octavius Wormwood, and he is from the Grave Diggers cartel. Not
Should
to
we
be
put
mixed
that
up
under the
with the
dice
monster
can?
trucks? Yeah, I can. There you go.
I need to write this down.
The Grave Diggers.
Yeah, they're spooky.
Grave digger. Grave sounds like Gaurav, kind of.
That's true. I didn't think about that before you just said it.
Yeah, you're the Gaurav diggers.
We're the Gaurav Diggers.
John and I said that at the same time.
Let me. All right. So tell us a little bit about Octavius Wormwood.
Octavius Wormwood is, there's a bunch of sample characters on the back, which is really great, and I picked one of these. He's a plague doctor, which, as you saw in the image, they get those masks because they wore them during the plagues in real life.
That's true. They'd filled them with flowers because they thought breathing through them would save them from the plague.
And it's true. That's a true fact. That's really happened.
And it did work.
Yeah, it did.
And no one got the plague.
No one died from the plague.
Everybody wears those masks. And plague doctors use their anonymity as a shield as they send warnings and occasionally dispose of the right kind of people who have earned the displeasure of the cartels.
So, one thing about the right kind of people, that's how you all refer to each other, all of you who are in the actual underworld, right?
Oh, that's
The
fun.
people who are in the underworld are the right kind of people, and everybody else is a bunch of schmoes who deserve to be robbed, stolen, run a fix on, whatever.
I see.
But the right kind of people, well, you're the right kind of people. You're in the know. You know what's going on.
You're either a teammate or a target.
Is that from Leverage?
That's 100% from Leverage.
No,
Come on.
it's
She said it like it was from
Show
Leverage.
us your Leverage tattoo.
It was
could have
actually
been. Let me write for Leverage.
it was actually mentioned in the pilot episode, and only in that episode.
The pilot episode had a character played by Christian Kane who is hot, and all of the other episodes did too.
You know the show's over, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, but he's still
You can still
hot.
write for it,
He's
though.
he's in the library.
And if they come back, I want to write for it.
Well, our pilot's going great, everyone.
All right, so tell me, what is Octavius Wormwood's deal? What is,
Oh,
so
his.
he's a gravedigger. He's also you didn't talk about his specialty yet.
Specialty is assassin.
Assassin, right.
He is essentially a hitman for hire, and he uses his connections through graveyards and other information locales to kill even more people. When necessary, he doesn't always kill people, but when it comes down to it,
Put him in the graveyard.
put him in the graveyard. That's business. That's
that's
business in two ways, you know?
The
Yeah.
business of death is your legit front, then.
Yeah.
Cool.
His deal, which is, do you want to explain how we got this?
So here's one of the great things about having played in the playtest version of the game earlier was we get to see kind of behind the covers, under the covers, kind of how the game plans to roll out. This is a stretch goal. We'll see if we get there. It's still fairly early in the campaign, but we're also working to get funded. When I say we, I just mean Rodney and his crew of people. I'm not on that crew of people. So they, I guess, to be technical about it. But the project itself is still working to get funded. There's about 15 grand to go. But if we hit a stretch goal, we'll have these quirk cards available, and these quirk cards help you decide what your deal is. So we got a little preview here tonight. So what
Okay.
was your quirk?
My quirk was Lucky Charm. You carry a Lucky Charm of some kind and have for many years, and I decided that was a glass eye, which I found off the first corpse I ever exhumed.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. Glass eye Lucky Charm. And is there a particular type of assassination which you are renowned for? I don't know if you're renowned or not, but that's your specialty? Or
I know death comes for everyone eventually, and I'd like to make it quick and quiet.
okay.
Quick and quiet. So a knife to the throat and a very particular position where they can't scream anymore.
Okay.
So very quick, quiet, down.
All right. Knife to the throat.
Knife to the throat.
Knife to the throat. Very good. All right. Well, welcome Octavius. I guess we're going to find out what Octavia sounds like once we actually get rolling.
I sound like this.
Oh.
I'm gonna workshop that one.
All right, it's fair. You don't have to stick to
Hold
the
up
first
on
one
it.
that comes out
No,
of the
no,
gate.
yeah.
I
Drafted.
start with the voice and then it kind of tends to wander. All right, Teline is here tonight.
Yay! Yeah! How do you not clap after that kind of introduction? You have to clap.
Woo to
You need to play more Monday Night Dungeon Fight. Everybody gets introduced that way. And then I make fun of them the rest of the game.
It also happens in Leverage, I think. Whenever a new
right.
character walks
Whenever
on.
new
Well, I don't know
Character
about every
clap.
episode, but definitely in the pilot.
This is a great bit we have.
So dumb.
Teline,
Yes.
who are you playing? What's the name of your character?
I'm playing Fantina de Ver.
How do you spell that? Fantina? All right.
Fantina, kind of like Fanta, with an
Fantina?
Ina at the end.
Like little tiny Fanta.
Devere
How do you
of,
spell Devere?
of truth.
Little D,
Yeah.
little E, space,
Yeah.
capital V, E-R-E.
Okay, like derriere, but with a...
Nope. Like, I dare you to ver me.
Oh,
like
Fantina
that.
of seeing.
I'm not sure what that means.
Fantina de Vere.
Devere.
Yes.
Devere. So is it Devere or
No, it's de Ver.
Or is
I'm
it
sorry,
de Vere?
I forgot how to pronounce it
Very good.
for a
Fantina
moment.
de Vere.
Devour? Devour?
Hors d'oeuvre is how it's pronounced.
What cartel
Order.
is Fantina from?
Fantina's from the Vespers, which are the smart ones.
Oh.
I will do this for you. The Vespers do crimes against noble folk. We're very educated and classy and good looking and dress really, really well.
Yeah, the Vespers are also known for one other thing.
What is that?
Poisoning people.
Oh yeah. Big into poisoning, which is the classiest way to kill someone.
I feel like Octavius is going to disagree with you, but baby, you have your own right to assert whatever you think. Sure. So you're a member of the Vespers, very good. And what specialty is Fantina?
So I am a grifter. I trick people, and so the Vespers has a form of grifter called the Siren, where I prey upon the nobility by getting them to indulge in their vices, and then I use it against them.
Cool.
Very good, very good. And what is your deal? What's going on?
My deal is I'm a master musician.
Oh!
I can play one musical instrument with nearly unparalleled skill.
Have you decided what that instrument is?
Well, for a while there, I was thinking the mouth harp. But then I changed my mind. Yes.
I love that choice. It is unconventional.
No, I'm gonna go with like.
Yes.
Hold on, at the center of the tone.
Yeah.
Telephone.
Do you play the text message?
Well, see, no, I'm gonna stick with the mouth harp because I can carry it with me and
Oh,
impress people.
I
at
like
any
that.
time.
What was the
I was
second
gonna go
option,
with,
though?
I was gonna go with the viola.
Oh, okay.
Mouth harp's way more portable.
It's very memorable.
I don't know instruments.
And transferable.
Yeah.
You just hear and
See, because the thing is, you expect a mouth harp to be like, but when I play
That's
it,
what I think.
yeah, sounds like
when I
actual-
play it, it sounds like a viola
Oh.
Oh.
So
That's
she's
how
real
good I am.
She's very good.
at the mouth harp.
I'll constantly be like, is that a viola? Oh, it's
No.
not a viola.
It's not, it's a
I
mouth
thought
harp.
I knew a viola.
It's Bach.
Thank you. That's Bach on my mouth harp, as done by Dom.
All right. Very good.
I will be performing the mouth harp tonight.
Oh, God.
All right. Very good. Jordan Caves-Callarman is here.
Are you Jordan Caves-Callarman?
You didn't clap for me.
Well, I was confused about the
And
Caves
I got
part.
an intro too.
Yeah, but what's the Caves part?
That's my married name.
Yeah.
You're
he's-
Jordan
I
Caves-Callarman?
don't know if you know,
Yeah,
but
he's
Jordan
been
is
that for a
married.
very long time.
Wait, I thought you were just Jordan. Well, I knew him from college, so he's always been Jordan Callarman to me.
Well, not anymore.
And I knew Megan Caves in college, too. Is her name Caves-Callarman as well?
Yeah, but her professional name is still Megan Caves.
Is
so
your professional name Caves-Callarman?
I don't have a professional name because I don't have a profession.
Okay, well, here it's belated, but yeah! Yay!
I am playing Thurman Thurston, and I am a member.
How do you spell Thurman?
Thurman in the usual way.
Okay, got it.
I am a member of the Mummers cartel. And you can tell because they wear brightly colored, ostentatious clothing designed to draw your eye.
Somebody dressed in character.
I mean, when you have this hanging in your closet, You
Yeah,
gotta-
we're
wear that
doing-
every
Oh,
year.
that's fantastic.
This is a woman's blazer, I'm pretty sure from the 80s.
Yeah.
Yes.
Based on these.
Pretty
Put an eye out.
I'm now picturing it with the sparkly, or not even sparkling, but just the neon blue bow tie.
Oh, yeah.
That surely went with
Yeah.
this.
That's
It probably did.
amazing.
Yeah.
You look great.
Thanks so much. I am. The Mummers are they are a performer cartel. So their cover is they are entertainers, they're actors, musicians, and that is how they get access to things. And then I am an alchemist. So I can create all manner of strange alchemical devices, which I use, on the regular as to create special effects for our shows. So I'm always trying to create some new strange effect.
That's nice of you.
Are you personally famous, or are you part of a famous group, or are you a struggling street artist?
I
or
like
how
to
do you-
stay in the background, so like my group does pretty well. But like the average person who attends one of our shows has no idea who I am. Like I'm in the program, but nobody reads that.
Is it, to tie in with the alchemy thing, is it something where it's a magic show that's special effects heavy, or is it like an acrobat show that's enhanced with some kind of like sleight
It's
of hand stuff?
they do epic theatrical performances, so I am always trying to come up with new ways to, as accurately as possible, portray real life events on the stage in a small encapsulated form.
Wow. Okay.
I do the special effects.
Okay. So it's like you're in charge of the smoke and the fog and the lightning and the rain.
And like
The
maybe
shadow
Alex.
puppets.
yeah, or if there's like a way we can do like a real thunderstorm on stage, like that's me. I do that.
Okay, that's pretty cool. And what is your deal?
My deal is I am chosen. I am one of and we should put the mummers in the dice can too. That's these guys. I am one of the hand-picked agents of the Black Council, and everyone in my cartel and crew knows this.
Would you like to explain to our friendly folks at home what that means?
I
What
can-
what the Black Council is?
I will try. The Black Council, so all of these major cartels have a truce, and the Black Council is the super secret organization that maintains that truce. So if any one of the cartel members start getting too uppity and start trying to grab too much stuff, the Black Council are the people that are in charge of knocking them down a few rungs. Is that correct? So I'm one of their agents. And mostly what they have me do is they will not tell me why or explain to me for what purpose, but they will have me try to create various alchemical reactions and test them out and just relay those results to them. And also they have me keep an eye out for things that are happening. But I don't really understand what it is they're trying to get me to do. I just do the thing that they give me to do, and I tell them if it was successful or not.
That is, I love the idea that the Black Council has some sort of like skunkworks project.
Yeah.
They're like,
R&D.
here, go do this thing, and then just, when you get done, just tell us what happened. Oh yeah, okay. Do you want me to keep doing that? No. We're just gonna write that down. We'll get back to you in a
Because
week.
we got more interns.
Amy Vorpal's here. Whatever. Yeah. Burn! I mean, Amy Vorpal!
That didn't get enough applause, but the boring one did.
Well, we had already applauded.
Yeah, we're all
Yeah.
I kind of, I pulled
Yeah.
that was a
How much
dirty trick.
applaud do
Yeah, that was
you
a
need?
dirty trick.
I kind of
Very confusing. Well, I'll say my character name last because I chose it first. And you'll very quickly find out how that worked. So I'm part of the Red Lotus Society, which is, they've got this kind of religion. It's a lot of these things. It's called Down. They speak Downese. They're of the Downen origin, spelled Tao, and that's how I'm pronouncing it. Because of Taoism, that's how you say Taoism. And basically, so they manage the docks, ships, sailing, smuggling, and they also seem to be very martial artsy in the way that they organize themselves. So there's a lot of, it seems like a lot of meditation, secrets, like just styles of schooling where you can just observe and move up the ranks as you study with the school. So it seems, very, very Eastern. Now, the names of the people that they've given are, for instance, last names Cho, Hong, Lee, Singh, Mao, so we get the idea. I've chosen McSugar. And I knew that a little bit later after picking the Red Lotus Society. So I'm Maggie McSugar. My specialty is I'm a boss.
I think it's Bouse.
I'm a boss. I'm a boss bitch. And
It's happening.
I've never heard that said out loud.
In real life.
That's how you say it.
there's like several more vowels in there than you thought. Biles bitch. So I'm a leader. And both in my cartel and my crew. I'm good at inspiring people, bringing out the best in people, using their talents where they're needed, and helping like locate weak links in a good way. So I'm good at delegating. I'm good at inspiring people, maybe convincing other people to join up. Very, I don't know, probably charismatic. We'll see. We'll find that out. And then my deal is I have iron guts, which I have a cast iron stomach and a seemingly hollow leg. So I can eat anything, drink anything, not be affected by it, and I can use that for intimidation. So I definitely plan on inhaling some gunpowder at some point. Oh yeah, the other thing about the Red Lotus Society is they are the key to the black market of gunpowder and guns, which are actually very, very difficult to come by, and highly, even I think in the among the right kind of people, still very looked down upon and scary.
Why would you use that when you could just poison people? It's so classless.
Have you ever held a gun in your hand?
I've held many, many things in my hands.
I'm gonna take that.
Mouth harps.
Anything that shoots.
Yes.
What about things about this big?
Definitely.
That shoot in your hand.
Still
really hard things.
Still in my wheelhouse.
All right, then you know the feeling.
I'm not going to add anything to that conversation. Very good. All right. So those are our players.
Yay.
I got it out. We got there. Woo. All right. So, guys, you may be wondering, how exactly does this game work? Oh, good question. Thank you, Tom, for bringing up that lovely segue.
Thanks, Tom.
So there's a quick version of this, which is basically everything that happens is based on a percentile die roll, right? So you have a skill in certain things. Gaurav, what are some of your skills?
I have sneak around, brawl with someone, case the joint, create a disguise, stab someone, goad someone.
If you wanted to sneak around, what's your percentage chance of doing that?
Well, I'm very good at it, so 90%.
90%.
Yeah.
So if Gaurav was going to sneak around the back alley of this blooded warehouse where they seem to be having some sort of illegal dogfighting or something like that, you would roll and you're trying to get a 90 or lower, right?
Correct.
So you're trying to hit your skill level or lower. If you do that, you succeed. There may be extenuating circumstances. If there are, and I decide that there are extenuating circumstances, I may add challenge dice to that roll. These challenge dice, when you roll them, may award you with drawbacks. Drawbacks are things that are bad that are going to happen as a result of your actions. If I feel like, oh, you know what, there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of guys yelling, there's dogs barking and growling, you're just trying to slip around the back, people really aren't paying attention, I'm going to give you a couple of advantage dice. These dice award, I lommeled it, award boons.
Those are.
You roll all your dice together and your drawbacks offset your boons. But if you have more of one than the other, then obviously I can inflict bad circumstances on you, right? So that's the basic way that it works. Every character, as you can see in our, I don't know where it is. Is it over here or it's I don't. It's over
it's
this
behind
side.
us.
Over this side. You can see every character has a stat called luck. Okay, luck functions as a couple different things. If you want to think of it as your ability to withstand damage, yes. So as bad things happen to you, you can burn down luck and prevent that from actually causing injury or harm to your character. You can also spend luck to help you on a roll that has not succeeded. All right, so let's say that poor Gaurav has a 90% chance to sneak into this dogfighting warehouse, but he rolls a 93. Well, he can spend luck in increments of 10 to boost his skill. So you can actually spend 10 luck and boost your skill to 100% and succeed on that roll. However, for every 10 points that you boost your luck, you gain a challenge die. There are 4 total challenge dice. You cannot boost your luck more than 40 points, right?
Okay.
So, and then you have to roll those to see if you get any drawbacks.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the way that pushing your luck works, right?
And we
when
can
you're
make that
out of luck, if bad things happen to you, you start taking wounds, and much like I don't know, much like anything, when you're out of luck, wounds start stacking up and bad things starts happening. So you will see on your character sheet when you take 1 wound, you get a 1 challenge die, plus 1 challenge die to basically all attacks and checks. Then you get plus 2 challenge dice, and then you can no longer take actions. Then you fall unconscious, and finally, if you take 5 wounds, you are dead. Now, one quick thing to keep in mind. Some characters can help you recover luck, right? So you may have a special ability that's like, oh, when you do, when you carouse with your buddy for a segment, you can you gain twice as much luck or whatever. Or when you inspire someone, you can give them 10 or 20 luck or whatever it is. So
That's what the mouth harp's for.
check your
Yes.
check your character sheet because you may be able to give people luck. There's also other ways to regain luck. That's that important stuff. There's another thing called influence. Every character starts out with 1 influence. You can spend that to help improve your odds on a roll as well, right? Or activate certain abilities that your cartel or specialty have. So, Teline, what, for instance, might you be able to activate with your, if you were to spend 1 influence?
I can arrange.
Can you hold on to your dice by
cannot
spending
do
an
that.
influence? Is that
That doesn't happen. I can arrange an impromptu soiree in an elegant locale for an evening. I can receive an introduction to a merchant or a noble in a way that doesn't arouse suspicion. I can have a servant plant evidence to pin the blame for a poisoning on the noble he or she serves.
right? So you actually have like fairly significant kind of game-changing abilities that you can activate by spending your influence. The basic outline of how the game works or how a session plays out is you will be given a job to do, all right? Every one of those jobs is time limited in some way. You may have 2 days, you may have 4 days, you may have whatever, it depends upon how complex the job is and how forgiving the dungeon master is or the judge is. So, there are 2 phases to 2 phases of action in the game. There's a day phase and a night. There's a day segment. I shouldn't call them phases. They're segments. So there's a day segment and a night segment. Okay, so that's just how time in the world is divided up into the day and the night. And we don't ever
It
really.
sure is, but how's this game work?
But what I'm getting at is it very rarely gets sliced any finer than that, right? So if you want to do something during the day, it takes the whole day. You want to do something at night, it takes the whole night, okay? Now, more specifically, we divide the game on a meta level into planning phases and what's called legwork. So you might be given the heist of infiltrate the gambling den of the blooded, dogfighting ring and find out who they're laundering money for.
Oh,
A
excellent.
lot of dogfighting references
so
so far.
It's just an example that I'm making. Right? So with that in mind, you might sit around and do a planning phase where you guys discuss, okay, how are we going to do this?
Right.
Okay,
Right.
that's the part of it where you as the players, but also as the characters, talk through, okay, here's what we know, here's what we don't know, here's what we need to find out, here's what I suggest we go and do, and I'm really good at this, so we're going to go off and, Teline is,
College
Fantine
educated.
is very good at, at flirting and persuasion.
So good at it.
persuasion.
I'm
So
so
she's
good
going
at
to go and try to seduce somebody who's involved in the gambling ring or whatever it is.
I'm gonna seduce anyone I want.
Ooh, baby.
So we have a planning phase.
Why is my attempt at a sexy voice go so bad?
And then that is immediately followed by what's called a legwork phase, all right, or a legwork scene.
That's
and what
where I
that
actually
means is
seduce him.
the planning phase is over. We go into the next segment. So you may spend your day planning what you're going to do, and then at night, let's go do our legwork. Okay, Taline's going to go to the tavern in the Commoner's District, where it's well known that these blooded gambling honchos hang out, and she's going to try and identify one and eavesdrop on their conversation or get them to buy her some drinks. You might say, okay, I'm going to go to all of the basically like butcher shops and see if anybody is putting particularly big orders of meat in, and maybe is feeding dogs the scraps or whatever, like anything that might catch. So in your planning phase, you might decide all of this stuff. In the legwork phase, you actually go and do it. Okay. So that's the basic flow of the game. Is you may have 3 days to accomplish your mission. You are going to spend alternating kind of day and night segments to plan and then execute the different steps you need to put your plan in place. And then in the final scene, we play out. Okay, you go into the gambling den and execute your, kind of based on everything that you know.
I'm seducing you.
Are we allowed to hide contingency plans and reveal them at dramatically appropriate moments to you? Like, oh, it just seems like he was caught, but really, that was the thing the whole time.
He planned to get caught. Okay, so
In leverage around Act 4, that is exactly what happens every time. And those insurance companies, oh man.
So, no, you're not. But you could spend influence, like for instance, the circle. The people in the circle can spend influence to spring somebody from jail. Okay. Or you could spend influence to show up and bail him out, or whatever it is.
Or I could arrange a soiree,
or you
and everyone would be having so much fun they forget about the things they were doing to us.
That seems most likely.
But generally, the way that a
can't wait for that
legwork
to happen.
segment works is like you each have a scene of what you're doing. Now, if you decide, oh, by the way, I need Teline to come, I need Fantina to come with Maggie and do this thing.
We just use our scry stones and talk to each other.
Well, as long as, because time is kind of fungible, right? Like you have a whole day. Well, if you're like, oh, Fantina's not doing anything during the day because she's going to the tavern late in the afternoon, so she can help me go and get these documents forged or lift this, lift these papers off of this city official who seems to be in on the, corrupt and in on the gambling ring.
Yes.
So she could come along and provide a distraction.
By the way, since
so you can be in each other's scenes. You just have to decide ahead of time, like, oh, okay, the two of us are going to go do this, and also it has to be plausible. It has to make sense.
When you
right?
did that just now, it seemed like you made up a whole bunch of stuff that wasn't actually there. So we can,
Yes.
So we can do that. Like we
Yes.
can just be like, I think that there's probably a corrupt police officer that I probably know or
At least
know
one.
of.
Here's an easier way to do that. There's a corrupt police officer that I know,
Great.
who I'm going to see over in the X district.
Okay, great.
Cool.
And then you
Da-da-da.
just have to roll with
You're
it.
allowed to do that now.
Cool.
That is cool.
That's fine. So there's one other complicating factor to this. So yes, you are given plenty of agency to make things up. Please make things up. Help
Okay.
build
That's
the world.
not a problem.
And honestly, like I
I've
have
got plenty
not,
of
like,
episodes of leverage under my belt.
At
least one.
I have over 42 minutes of leverage in my brain. But also, like, I haven't read the Traveler's Guide end to end, so I'm not going to be able to drop a whole bunch of world building facts on all of you. Right?
Rules,
But
lawyer,
that's
rules,
fine.
lawyer.
That's fine. Here's the other complicating factor, okay? Which is, as the job progresses, heat builds up. So for each segment that we go into, I get 1 heat as the GM for each character in play. All right. So when we go into our
That's too
first
many.
day segment, I get 4 heat. When we go into our next night segment, I get 4 more heat. What these represent are the forces of the city that are working against you behind the scenes, or the forces of fate that are working against you behind the scenes, right? So, when, for instance, Gaurav blows his sneak check and gets
Classic Gaurav.
a drawback on
When.
his challenge
It is a
die,
matter of
I
when.
can immediately spend heat to introduce a complication.
Okay.
Guess what? As you're going around the back, you walk up and see 4 blooded guards, but basically kind of like minions or mooks, standing there taking a leak against the wall. They all look at you, recognize you, like they know who you are right off the bat, and they jump you. Boom. Now we might go into like a little combat drama scene at that point, but what I'm getting at is I have a method here called generating heat, that when you do stuff, you generate heat, and that represents kind of the forces of fate, or the forces, like it could be the secret police, it could be the city watch, it could be, it's opposition that we don't have to actually narratively keep track of. It's just assumed that, guess what, the city watch doesn't want criminals operating on their city streets. If you fire a gun, that generates 6 heat, no matter who fires it. So if you walk into a group, you walk up on a group of blooded, and one of them's got a black powder pistol at their hip, and you start a fight with them, and he draws and fires that thing, you generate 6 heat, even though you're not the one who shot it.
I also see if you participate in a scene that takes place in a part of the city where you are conspicuous, you generate 2 heat.
That's correct.
And I am conspicuous in every part of the city.
Everywhere. You are dressed like a mummer. You are a fancy dancing tickle boy.
Yes, I am.
So,
Such a tickle boy.
What
let
is
me
that?
run down
Imitating
a
art.
quick list of things that can generate heat. So it could be if you overtly commit a crime, so you decide to like mug somebody in broad daylight and somebody sees you do that, that'll generate a couple heat. If you leave behind a bunch of evidence, if you cause serious property damage, if you steal something extraordinarily high profile, right, or you commit a noisy crime. Basically, anytime you draw attention to yourself, I get to add 2 heat to my little pile of heat that's available to me. Now, more serious things are if an agent of the crown witnesses you committing a crime.
That's bad.
Or you get into a situation where, here comes the city watch. Guess what? I'm going to jump behind the bar and take the barman hostage. If you take hostages, that generates heat, right?
Sure, yeah.
If you
Don't
flee
do
the
that.
city watch, or they're questioning you and you like decide to just dive, just bail out on them, that generates heat. And then finally, if you kill any number of law-abiding citizens. So kind of the gentleman's agreement among the cartels is we will prey upon these people, but they will not become our prey, right? So we're not in the business of drawing attention to ourselves. So those are
Pretty good people.
Most of us aren't.
that's how the stakes get raised as you help create the world and the scenario
Okay.
around. When things go bad, oh, guess what? Oh, you know what? Somebody saw you do that. How about that? Oh, you're done with the day? Let's go into the night segment. I get 4 more. So keep that in mind. I have capital I can spend. If I have a bunch of capital amassed and I haven't spent it, well, it doesn't do me any good at the end of the game, does it?
Right.
Like, I can spend this all the way from like, a couple of mooks show up and they start a fight with you, to there's an enormous plot twist and it turns out that the dogfighting ring is actually a arcane sorcery ritual and they're trying to summon some sort of supernatural monster. Along those lines,
Maybe that's what happens.
this game is, I want to say,
Spoilers.
more on the steampunk end of things. Like, sorcery and magic is rumored, but generally, like, anybody who dabbles in that stuff is considered to be dabbling in dark forces. Like, alchemy is accepted. That's science. It works, it's safe, it's
Super.
predictable.
Some of the things they listed as things I can do are absolutely science.
Right.
Like, that is
I
science.
mean, with a degree of fantasy twist to it, of course, right? Which is fine. But what I'm getting at is there's not like a high magister of New Dunhaven who, rules over the city and casts divination spells or anything like that. Magic is rare, and if you are using it, you are assumed to be in league with dark forces, or at least tempting some sort of dark forces, and generally that all comes back to bite you. So that's one of the reasons that the Black Council doesn't have, sorcerers or any kind of magical capabilities.
As far as we know.
Officially among its ranks, right? So yes, that's the skinny. I don't know if our friends in chat have any questions quick before we dive into the actual scenario, or if you guys have any questions about your characters or how the game works. Specifically, like if you have questions about the day and night segments and planning and all that kind of stuff.
So we can push luck before or after we make a roll, right? Or only
Well,
after a roll?
you wouldn't need to push it before, I don't
Okay.
think, right?
Yeah.
Like
You could just make
if you have,
But I could.
If you have influence to spend, you can try and negotiate. You can spend that influence and try and negotiate. Like, oh, you know what? I don't even need to make this roll because of now you have to justify it.
Sure.
Right. So you have to create circumstances that make it plausible. But if you convince me and you spend the influence, okay, fine, I'm with you. So,
Ding.
Texas
Texas
Devil.
Devil.
So, by the
Off
way,
tonight.
everybody, just as an FYI, I have put together a prototype, a set of prototype dice with Rodney's help, and then we have.
All came up like
Well, two of them have the symbol, and
And that's all you need.
I never said that they rolled great. And then we also have the new Dunhaven Traveler's Guide, and I had an extra copy of that printed by accident. So if we reach $50 in our cumulative kitty tonight, just to help us keep the stream going, we will unlock basically an XP raffle, and you can donate XP, and everybody who contributes has a raffle ticket. How much XP would a raffle ticket be, Dom?
Let me double check.
Well, you know, we'll figure that out when we get to that problem, like when we get to
Five?
that point.
5 XP.
5 XP gets you one raffle ticket, and then at the end of the night,
That's
we're
a
going
nice-
to actually give away our Traveler's Guide and my set of prototype dice, which I meticulously assembled last night until 11 p.m. So
You're
That
better
would
than
be
everyone.
ridiculous.
Not that late.
I'm
It's not that
an
late.
old man, Gaurav. Let's not-
I stayed up till 10:30, 11.
I'll have you know, the other night. So, keep that in mind. So we've got $10 in the kitty. We need $40 to go to unlock that. But if you are a backer of the Kickstarter, you will appreciate having access to these dice ahead of time. So
Hey!
Oh,
bits.
Hey!
He bitsed us.
you bits us. Thank you,
Bits
guys.
and bits and bits.
Thanks
All
for
right.
the bits.
We've been bitsed.
And BSB Care with
Care.
5.
All right, BSB
Thank you.
Care.
$5.
Does chat have any questions about how the game works? No? All right. Players, do you have any questions?
I had one more question.
Yes, please.
Your example where you said if you kill a member of the crown, you gain like 6 heat.
Yes.
What if nobody saw you kill that member of the crown? Like, do you only gain heat if you don't hide the body well enough? Or like,
That guy's, I mean, he's going to end up going missing, right?
right, he will, but like,
Will we
If you
generate
kill
that heat?
any number of law-abiding citizens, it still generates heat. How it comes back to bite you might be something different, right?
okay.
But it's
So-
heat against the whole
I mean,
underworld.
keep in mind that heat is an abstract concept, right?
Right.
So let's be honest. If you killed somebody and hid the body, somebody's probably at some point going to wonder, like, oh, I wonder what happened to Philip. Maybe he's just sick or whatever. But at some point, it's going to arise. You know, it's going to bring forth some
Right.
sort of consequence.
We're gonna kill
if,
that guy.
Or like if a royal was killed, like the whole city guard might
Well,
be like more on the.
Sure.
So let me
you're
just
right.
let me just clarify one thing though. All right. So there's like an agent of the crown witnesses you doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So the agent of the crown is like the official cops. Like they're a big deal. The thing that generated the most heat was killing any number of law-abiding citizens.
Okay.
Generates 6 heat. Right.
Gotcha.
So that could be anybody from the guy who runs the butcher shop to. I mean, I think you'd probably generate a lot more heat if you outright killed an agent of the crown.
Sure.
Like that would probably.
So we can kill criminals for days, though.
Well,
Like,
okay,
nobody
yeah,
cares.
So no, that is actually sort of true, right? Like
Okay.
things that you do within the context of executing your heist are legitimate. So if you want to rob from one of the other blooded,
Thanks, DJ Regular.
DJ Regular.
Thanks, DJ Regular.
So if you want to rob somebody who's if you want to rob somebody in the course of your heist, that's fine. If you want to execute a rival gang member who's in the blooded or whatever, that's fine.
Okay.
Like that's legit.
Sure.
Those people are legitimate targets.
Okay.
It's when you do stuff that would attract interest from on high that you get in trouble.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, there's a thing in that in the player's guide that yes, the shenanigans that you pull in the course of executing your heist are legit. They don't generate heat.
Okay. Cool.
So
They're legit shenanigans.
like you walk up on those four blooded mooks and they turn on you and they start a fight. If you kill them, it's not a big deal.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
You're like
Yeah.
that's legit. Like, and I can't punish you by raking in more heat
Right.
for a complication that I introduced.
Isn't-
Now, if one of them pulls a firearm and you knew it,
Right.
if they turn and look at you and one of them's got a gun and pack and is like, "What's your deal?" and you're like, "I'll show you what my deal is," well, okay, now I get the heat because you knew he had a gun.
Night Steeds and James V.
Night Steeds
So-
and James
Wow.
V.
Woo woo.
All right, we are
mean-
$20 away. No,
Nope.
$10.
$10, and then the raffle goes
Dang.
crazy, you guys.
$9 with those bits.
That's right.
So,
$9, yeah, $9.
$9
away.
left. Awesome. All right. So, with that in mind, let's play some Dusk City Outlaws.
Awesome.
ladies and
Let's do
gentlemen.
it.
$4.
excited.
$4
Not
left.
afraid.
Very good.
Hey,
Look, all the regulars.
I've got a question.
Yes.
No, I don't.
No, you don't have a question.
Kind of.
Is it about leverage, though?
Is it
Before.
about the TV
Does anyone
show?
else like leverage?
Should they made an
It's,
RPG out of that? I'm serious.
They did.
should.
They
Oh,
did.
They did? I didn't know that.
Was it Cortex system?
Yes, it's Cortex.
Okay.
Oh, that's very cool. I didn't know that.
And Rizzoli and Isles.
What?
They did?
That I did not know. That's,
They need to have everything.
all right.
Some people have a lot of time
All
to
right.
watch Rizzoli and Isles.
Did you actually have a question?
Why does Jordan smell like farts?
Oh man.
It's my jacket. It was the jacket.
I can testify. Back in the '80s, there was a lot of farting, so probably residual farts from
It's
the
in the
80s.
pockets. Every time I open a pocket. This was a thrift store jacket.
You don't smell like farts.
I wore this in college.
Those are actually Janet Jackson's farts in that jacket.
The Janet Jackson's
That's
farts.
amazing.
I don't care whose farts they are. Rank.
My first name ain't Baby. It's Flatus. All right, so normally we would have like a montage scene right now where you'd each get to narrate kind of like one of the broker's agents summoning you to your mission briefing here. But in the interest of time, we're going to kind of jump right into it, right? So
Yes.
Your crew has been pulled together to a tobacco house called the Gilded Leaf, which is in the Brass Cat district of Little Taona. Okay?
I need to
Are we
make
calling it Downa?
You have me with those.
If you want to call it Downa, we can call it Downa.
I want to call it Little Downa.
Little Downa.
Also, Rodney, quick pitch for you. Boons and Banes.
Sorry, another RPG.
It's in
All right.
another game already.
Well, cool.
The Gilded Leaf is a dimly lit, smoky establishment with wood-paneled walls, thick carpets, comfortably plush armchairs, and a fine selection of brandy. The proprietors here peddle many blends of smoking tobacco as their legitimate front. However, the right word to one of the attendants grants entrance through a false fireplace to the secret back rooms, where the haze in the air is from narcotics smuggled into the city by the Red Lotus Society.
Luftwaffe. Now we're activated.
Are we there?
Yeah.
We're activated.
Yeah.
Thanks,
We got
everybody, for
Raph.
supporting the stream.
Yeah.
And you contribute. How much XP is it? It's 5? 5
per-
XP for a raffle ticket?
So
Do it.
50,000 XP will get you.
You get it.
That's
You
right.
get it.
That's right.
Limits.
So the person that you're meeting is a broker named Tommy Fang. He's a former street tough whose scarred face tells the tale of 100 back alley fights. He lounges casually on a plush fainting couch, just puffing contentedly away on a long-stemmed pipe that is carved with little images of herons in flight. And he just sort of sits there and puffs away, and you stand in front of him assembled, and it becomes fairly awkward. And then finally, he sets aside his book that he's reading and says, yes, I'm sorry I kept you waiting. This job involves stealing a valuable document back from the lair of a blooded capo.
Capo?
Yeah, that's sort of like a
Captain?
medium to high level operative
I see.
in the in the mafia, in that cartel. Now, Maggie, I have called your crew in on this job because there's been a rather embarrassing incident with one of our shipments. A chemist's almanac containing the formula for gunpowder has been stolen from us. Your job is to destroy the almanac, which was stolen from us by a blooded capo named Jaeger Blackknife. He is absconded with this book to his lair beneath the Southton Tannery in the Southton County District, where he has employed a scrivener to copy and translate the cipher. Of course, the almanac is coded, but no code is perfect. I am afraid that time is short. You have 1 day to complete this job. So you have today, tonight, and then by the end of the day tomorrow, it has to be finished, right? So you have basically 4 planning segments or 4 segments to get this done. If it's not done by then, I'm afraid that the scrivener whom he has hired will have copied enough of the contents that they will be able to duplicate our recipe for gunpowder and thus endanger the monopoly which we have strived so hard to create.
Absolutely. You know that I know the hard work that's been put in by our people. And, okay, so Maggie, in very Red Lotus fashion, has the sides of her head completely shaved, very smooth, and everything else is just very long and contained on the back. And she has a habit of doing this. May I ask you a question, Tommy?
Yes, of course.
What good is an almanac destroyed?
That's a very good question. Ideally, you would retrieve it and bring it back to me. That is, of course, the optimal circumstance. However, if needs must be, and it comes to that, we would rather have it destroyed than have it fall into our competitors' hands. One added bit of extra juice, of course, is, well, who knows how much this poor scrivener has learned in their attempts to copy and decipher the almanac. If he or she were to meet an untimely fate, well, that knowledge would be lost, wouldn't it?
I gather your meaning, Fantina.
I'm not the scrivener.
No, but you, I'm sure, gather his meaning.
Hang on.
Put down
Yes,
that smoking pipe. Have you been listening this entire time?
No, this is high quality
I'm going to have to
tobacco.
repeat everything to you.
The only thing I've been paying attention to is how low life like that is reading a book. When did you learn to read? I'm doing a terrible.
No, I like it.
No.
Is it
yeah.
working?
Yeah.
It's not sexy. I'm trying to be sexy.
Disagree.
Do it harder.
I sound real doggish.
It's sexy to
Hang on.
everyone.
I'm gonna
Everyone
be
in
real
this world
sexy
is
now.
very-
Hang
I'm
on,
glad
this
there's
is
a table
me being
here, yeah.
super sexy.
Cal 19.
Oh, Cal 19, thank you. Wait. She's got to do something.
I gotta be really sexy. Hang on.
Okay.
I gather your meaning. Dang it! Oh, you had it again.
You just have to commit because I'm into it.
All right.
Get it there.
I gather your meaning.
How many gins, Fantina, have you had?
I don't drink gins unless they've got a really good mixer.
Fair enough. I knew I kept you on this team for a reason.
All right. So, do you
What were you yelling about? Somebody reading a book, though.
Because we walked in and Tommy Fang didn't pay attention to us because he was reading a book.
He was in fact reading
Oh,
a
I thought you were
book.
talking about him.
Yes.
I didn't see him reading a book.
I am not reading a book.
Okay.
All right,
That's
so
called good listening,
your
people.
mission tonight is called the Gunpowder Job. Just to reinforce what's been established.
Was that our cold open?
That's basically sort of our cold open.
Okay, cool. The gunpowder
So,
job.
a blooded capo named Jaeger Blackknife has stolen an almanac from the Red Lotus Society, which contains the formula for gunpowder. He has hired someone to translate it. He has holed up in his, or he has absconded with the thing to his lair in Southton Abbey in the Southton County District. Your primary mission is to destroy this thing and prevent it from falling into your competitor's hands. If you can retrieve it, even better. If the scrivener who is translating it is somehow killed or perhaps just exiled from the city, that's also extra XP for you guys. So those are the things that are, that's where we're at right there.
And
Now,
we can assume that Tommy is part of.
Ooh.
Thanks, Zero Skill PB.
Just sub.
Sub
Thank
it
you.
up.
Can we
Yeah.
assume that Tommy Fang is a Red Lotus as well?
Yes, yeah. He's your direct connection.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
He actually, he calls on you to do jobs all of the time. Now, as we discussed earlier, there's a planning stage where you guys, in character preferably, but also out of character, can talk through what you know, what you don't know, what you want to find out. The opening planning stage is not charged against the amount of time that you have. Okay? So like I said, you have 4 segments. You have a day, a night, a day, and then by the end of that day, by the end of that night, you need to have completed your mission.
We have
So
4
you're going to have 4
segments.
segments, but
Okay.
you're going to have 1 planning segment. Now, how do we keep these planning segments from just going on forever?
What is it? What is it?
Is it?
What?
This is
It's a handgun.
I've got a hand. I'll shoot anybody who talks for more than 15 minutes.
yeah.
I have an hourglass here. This is a 15-minute hourglass.
Oh.
Wow.
It's pretty.
It is
So
really pretty.
That's how much time you guys have to.
Did you pick the color of the sand?
I did.
Did you
yes.
already own a 15-minute hourglass?
No, I got it off of Amazon, and I had to call them today because it was supposed to be next day delivery, and it took 3 days to get. So.
Amazon, if you're watching, get your shit together.
And sub.
I need, with my prototype here, I need to give a shout out to Jonathan from Game Empire, who picked out all of my little heat cubes and helped me get the blank dice for.
Who's Jonathan?
Can we see them in the?
Yeah, of course.
That's a good store.
So Jonathan at Game Empire in Pasadena, went the extra
I
mile.
haven't been there. That place
It's really
sounds
cool.
so
You sh- yeah,
cool.
you
And
should
these
check
are
it out.
the
wanna go.
heat cubes that I'm going to be using.
Heat cubes.
Heat cubes.
Oh, it's a cube.
The
and
heat
it's hot.
cube's
Ouch.
on.
So that's the deal. All right, so you get an initial planning phase of 15 minutes for free where you can talk about the mission, what you think, what you guys think you can ascertain, and how you want to go about your first legwork segment. So
Here we go.
Let's talk. And, there's a few things if you know about, say...
Hang on, I feel like our time should stop if you're gonna keep
Fair, second.
If you know about things such as commoners or the blooded or merchants, that sort of stuff, there are a few things that you may just inherently know.
I know about calligraphy.
If there's a reason you might know something about nobles or whatever, you might figure out a few things. But with that being said, why don't you talk through your mission?
Well, we all got our orders, right?
All right.
We all were listening.
I wasn't actually listening for most of it. Did he say to kill that scrivener? I'm pretty sure.
Maybe.
I'm okay with it.
Exile. Kill.
Exile, kill, get rid of, take care of.
We could freeze his large intestine and he'll slowly back up until he dies.
That sounds very painful.
That's very creative, too. I would not be the person for that. Although, try it with me first, because I can guzzle anything down.
All right.
Don't
As
do that.
As someone with a university level education, I know all about what it takes to become a scrivener.
You don't have to preface every
Oh,
sentence
that's
with that.
Yes, I do.
Guys, TikTok.
That's a really good point. You studied at university.
I was I'm
I'm gonna put that smoking pipe down when you're talking.
I need to stop smoking. So I clearly know where scriveners are trained and where you'd go to find one, right? Tom?
No,
yes,
yeah, you
yes,
do.
that's right.
I totally know that.
Is there one even that you have a good connection with that you could perhaps engage in and
Well,
find
I
out
know
who
a
might-
noble who I've got some dirt on, who hires scriveners.
Are you talking about Duke Jackal?
I didn't tell you who it was.
All right,
It's Duke Jackal.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, so you can find out information about
Who might be a
scriveners and
scrivener.
scrivening.
So maybe I can find out who it is and follow him there.
Yeah. Well, what about
But
the lair?
also, you can do other things.
Sure. I mean, obviously, we need to locate the lair and figure out, if it's guarded or what the setup might be or things of that nature.
Well, I happen to, my other Red Lotus friends and I, provide some, what is it called, safety for certain shops in the Southton.
You mean paid protection?
That's right. And a little bit of guarding, a little bit of watchmanship to some of these establishments. One of note, I might add, is a florist. Very terrified, very terrified they are of getting robbed.
They need a lot of protection.
They do.
They pay the
Are you
most
kidding?
for the protection.
With the blooded out there needing to assuage their wives and
Thanks, the bard.
and other things.
Listen, also the blooded kill a lot of people, and that means flowers for funerals.
Yes, yes. Flowers, especially lilies, are in high demand, and these florists are very terrified that their lilies might get stolen.
Is there a circuitous landing point for this?
But the Red Lotus.
Where's this going?
I'm just saying I have connections that I can perhaps find underground locations where this scrivening might be taking place.
Florists
Well,
do a lot of digging, so
Didn't he
that
tell us
makes
it was
sense.
underneath a tannery?
Underneath the Southton
With
Tannery.
a tannery would be a specific place.
I'm just
that
saying.
we already know about.
Absolutely. There might be a back entrance where we wouldn't have to make ourselves
For
known.
floral
Back entrance.
deliveries.
For deliveries. For lilies, when people die.
Well, if we need someone to die in there to deliver the flowers. Wait, that's not how death works. No one delivers flowers when you die. That's way after.
I have a quick question, Tom.
Yes.
As an alchemist, it says during a planning scene, I can create one alchemical object, compound, or device that I
yeah.
described to
Yes.
you. Is that as my action during that segment, or is that in addition to
you
my?
just have to declare what it is, right?
Okay.
So we're in a planning phase right now, planning scene.
Right.
You can decide in the course of your thing, oh, it would be good for me to have, a smoke bomb or something.
Okay.
You have examples on your sheet that
Sure,
tell you what
sure.
it is. And so keep in mind that part of the purpose of the planning scene is not only to establish things that are, like that you have a florist, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, but also to figure out things that you don't know,
Right.
You don't know a lot about the Southton Tannery. You don't know a lot about Jaeger Black Knife. You don't know even who the scrivener is, and you don't know anything about the almanac other than, he's stolen it. So,
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
We
keep
could go
in
into
mind,
a room
like-
full of books and we wouldn't know which one.
I mean, you have a description of what it looks like, but what I'm saying is you may not know, like, oh, they're probably guarding it somehow, right? Like they want to keep this thing, and they're probably not just sitting on the front porch, with a quill and ink.
We should
So-
we should case the place and see if we can find out what sort of protection might be in place.
Oh, the guards, yes.
Or if you need me to push my influence, I can have the crown quarantine the entire district for the day.
Would we be able to get into the district if we were already there?
Well,
Then we'd be.
We could get in
stuck.
if we tried to get in. Yeah,
Ah.
I think we could.
You could.
I'm pushing my power.
You could.
So I will throw you some free information about the fact that this Southton Tannery in the Southton District, that the district is a commoner's district, okay?
Oh, I hate
that was
that
established. And it's also blooded turf, right? So it's hands off for you guys in terms of your operations.
Oh, so we kind of got.
Although,
Thanks, freak accident.
Follow it.
freak accident. Was it a freak accident to follow us?
No, it was
Maybe.
a deliberate accident.
Maybe.
So what you're saying is that we have to be more sneaky there.
I'm not guiding your plans.
Can I still have a florist that I know that
Yeah,
we're
of course.
protecting from the blooded?
Like that's fine. That stuff is all fine. I'm just giving you some establishing facts that you would probably know about the Southton district, right?
So I
Which is-
wouldn't be able to
it's-
quarantine, is what
it's,
you're saying.
It's blooded turf.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you probably can't operate in that fashion. And you also know that the tannery there is like the largest tannery in that district, right? So commoners' districts are very often places where craftsmen work, kind of like, the people do their business. That's a commoners' district, okay? So think of it as a kind of like lower class, not necessarily full-on industrial area, but just a place where a lot of commerce takes place. Craftsmen and merchants ply their wares, practice their trades.
All right.
Okay.
So you're going to look into
Wait,
the
now I'm
identity of the
changing my
scrivener?
mind.
No.
What if instead I find a noble who wears really great leather things,
Okay.
and then I connect with their source for leather, and I get them to take us in,
In the tannery.
Oh, like a tour.
like a tour, as though we were going to buy excellent leather goods.
Oh, so we would need to pose as people who were in the position to buy excellent leather goods.
Is that a better plan than my previous plan, is my question.
I don't remember your previous plan.
Find out about the
Find out
scrivener.
Scrivener.
Well,
Find out.
but we need more information to find out. We don't even know who it is yet.
Right.
True.
That's a good way to get in. Although
that, yeah.
I'm pretty, I would need a lot of makeup, wigs, costumes. I'm pretty recognizable.
I can do disguises
as
pretty
a
well.
I
Red
can do-
Lotus boss.
I can do.
I would have to
I'm
hang
a
back and-
chameleon. I can disguise like crazy.
Yourself though. Can you just?
Wait,
What if-
I can describe and assume a different identity. I'm going to become
Why are you saying that like it's a surprise? We all know this.
right.
Yeah, you've done that several times before.
Okay, third plan. Maybe this one's better.
Okay.
Okay, I love the first two.
I'm going to assume the identity of another blood named Herschel the Blood. And then I'm going to
Did.
hang out with some bloods and convince
Did it.
them I'm a blood
Blooded.
and ask them where we're keeping the almanac. Is that a better plan
You could
than my
be
previous
the one
two plans?
You could be the one giving us the tour.
Well, you're assuming that every blooded knows the location of this almanac, which might not be true. Might
And
just
freely
be-
exchange that information with other blooded who they've never before met.
I mean,
Which-
it's a fair point that the blooded are not a small time.
Woo, thanks, John SCP.
They're not a small time operation in the same way that you're not a small time operation. Like they have their different crews that all report up to their capos and their bosses and whatnot, right?
Okay.
Right.
So, yeah, just that's as an FYI.
What if I said we needed leather for a very specific funeral that I'm a part of?
Okay.
The person who had died had requested to be buried in some sort of leather.
Bury me with my leather.
That's what he said. That's what he said. It's a weird town.
All right.
People got
So
weird
like
things to do.
ostrich leather or some shit like that.
Do ostriches make leather? Let's
can.
find out.
I think any bird, any.
If it
you
has
could just-
skin,
If it has
Yeah,
skin, you can make leather. out of
leather.
it.
You just apply
Interesting.
heat.
I can
We're learning so much today.
say that from experience.
Interesting.
Wait, does anyone have other plans?
So
Feather and
another
fox.
part, just to kind of like guide the play experience here, is each of you should have some sort of action item at the end of this planning stage.
Okay.
And essentially what you want to do is go into a legwork scene and be able to tell me something that you want to get out of your legwork scene, the place that you're going to go, how you're planning to get the information or whatever it is that you want to get out of this thing, and then maybe, if necessary, who you interact with in order to do the thing. Right?
Okay.
So you want to have, each of you wants to have basically like a piece of the puzzle that you're going to try and tackle.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Because when we come out of this planning scene, you're going to have your legwork scene where you actually go out and try and do this thing.
So is the thing? Are we going to try and go on a tour of this place?
I think that's. I think that's a long-term plan. I think that's a plan for tomorrow. I think we have a little bit of discovery.
But if we
So what I
if we
can
can
do
look
is-
at it today, then we can make plans before
That's right.
tomorrow night.
That's right.
Okay.
I
We can't
like-
all go on that tour, can we?
Well, I would like to go. If I can go, I believe I can concoct some sort of unguent that we could surreptitiously apply to a wall or a window that would make it much more fragile and be an easier point of entrance for us later on.
I like that.
I could make it brittle enough that we could later on smash it.
with
ease.
brass knuckles.
You want to make a window even more brittle?
A window. Maybe, perhaps a window is not the best target. But
I
if
know
it's
what
a
you're
good
saying.
window,
I know
you
what
don't
you're
know.
saying. Maybe a brick wall or something.
Some windows are made with potassium and they're quite strong.
That doesn't make any sense.
I've made several potassium windows,
the boss.
actually. At her request.
Wait, that's true.
Her house-
Some glass is made with potassium.
Her house is filled with
I
potassium
swear.
windows. She made me
I
do it.
swear.
This
Look
is
it
not
up.
the time.
Okay.
So I want to.
Isn't it true?
No, it's not the time. You should start thinking about what you're each
Okay,
going to do.
okay,
Just
okay.
in
So
case.
you want to try and infiltrate the tannery.
And I want to create. I would like to create a alchemical salve that would make a solid substance more brittle and easier to crack open.
I would like to go to the florist and find, talk to them about the underground kind of sewers and sewage ways, passageways to maybe get in or get out using one of those passageways.
Okay.
So yeah, the sewage plants.
I think I'm scouting with you.
All right.
Okay.
How are you at sneaking?
Not great. No, I wasn't going to sneak.
Okay.
Were you going to sneak?
I was going to sneak.
Should
yeah.
we sneak?
I mean, I can sneak and you cannot sneak.
I like that.
And I'll cover you.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to try and infiltrate the place
Yes.
around the same time that he tries to take it to
Yes.
Or perhaps I could take the tour and be the distraction while you apply the salve. I never know how to say that.
Wait, then are we doubling up? Because do I even need to find underground maps if you two find a way in?
You were looking for underground maps of the tannery.
Underground maps of the area, yeah.
Well, there could be more of their operation going on underground, so I still say it's a viable thing to look into.
Okay.
What am I doing?
It at least could provide
Talking-
an escape route.
Were you doing the Scrivener thing?
Am I doing the Scrivener thing
Yes,
or the
I-
leather thing or the
I think the
Herschel
leather thing we can try tomorrow.
I'm
right?
doing the
When
Scrivener
we-
thing. That's fine. I'm down with that.
Okay.
Lord Jackal.
Lord Jackal.
Lord Jackal, and I go way back.
Very good. Very good.
And I can navigate bureaucracy. Maybe I can use that to get like a pass to check out the tannery.
Or I can get a hearse.
I love how we're assuming that this tannery does tours. Like as a regular thing. Fantasy
saying.
tanneries are known.
I could
They get a lot of
bureaucratic-
second grade classes coming through.
Yeah, the tour guide goes and
Okay.
goes, well, here
Is
it
there
is.
anything else that you guys want to discuss as this planning phase comes to?
I don't know. I
I
feel
should,
real uncertain about this plan.
Also,
Heists are hard.
That's how the game works. Is
good.
you start to kind of make plans and probe, and then things go kilter, and then you readjust your plans.
They always make this look so easy. They always know what to do.
On leverage?
unleveraged, the
I
way
know.
they communicate
The best
is
play.
fast and efficient,
Boy,
ergonomic speech
I've
is
never
what I
seen
like
a
to
better
call it.
pilot episode in my whole life.
I really haven't.
We're
It's
all
so
going to go and
great.
watch that.
All right,
Um,
so
They assemble the group. It's fun.
did you have something else you want to discuss?
Maybe if I'm sneaking around, maybe I can get the uniform of someone at the tannery.
Like a tannery uniform.
I
That
have
exists. I will try to get it.
We can
I have the clothing of
One way or
anyone
the
I
other.
want to be. Anyone I want to be. I could be anyone in the tannery.
Well, I can
Oh,
make a
dear
do that
Fantina,
next.
why would you want to be anyone but yourself?
I guess once I've seen it, I can also make a disguise of it. So at least, as long as I get eyes on.
Okay.
This is a good plan. That was gonna work. I like this plan.
Yeah. No, it's an awful plan, but like here's the thing, right?
Come on.
No, it's not an awful plan.
No, it is. It's okay.
I'm teasing you. Here's the thing. You can't, just as an aside, you can't solve the scenario
Without action.
in the first scene.
Yeah.
Like you just can't. right? It's kind of
If we were
like,
good, I bet we
oh,
could.
your job is to take the ring to Mount Doom. We jump on giant eagles and take it to Mount Doom. It doesn't work that way. There's 3 whole books you got to go through, right?
Yeah.
So the real issue that you guys are bumping up against here that you're probably not aware of because this is your first time playing is that you're operating in an information vacuum.
Yeah.
So you just have to kind of like figure out some ways to get more information. Now, whatever that, you guys have some good strategies for doing that. But don't worry about completing your mission in the very first segment.
Right.
Okay?
Good strategies.
Okay.
That's
We should have
generous.
actually went after one of each of us after one of these things.
We are.
Well, we're
we're going
getting-
after the tannery. She's going after
What
the
about
scrivener.
Jaeger?
Who's Jaeger
Yeah.
even?
We might find out about him. I
All
mean,
right.
if we even head to the Southton district at all, we might hear about him.
You're right.
So,
Also, I think location is going to be key as far as getting in and getting out.
it's our first day. I get,
Dang it!
I get 4 heat. Thank you very much. 1 for each of you. That's pretty cool.
Cool.
That means
very
I'm
good.
to blame
Who
for
wants
1/4 of that.
Who wants to do their legwork scene first?
I want Teline to do hers.
Well, that's been decided.
I arrive at the door, Lord Jackals. Am I doing? Is that how we do it? I'm just gonna say what I'm doing. And you tell me when I'm wrong.
Let's start with.
Let's hijack this narrative.
No. Let's just start with the specifics of what we're trying to accomplish here, right?
Yes.
So, I'd like to know what you are hoping to accomplish at the end of this scene. Okay, what piece of information or
What?
look at that.
Oh, thanks for the sub, Bellerin Fox.
Hey, Lauren Fox.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for the sub and donation. Nice.
So I want to know what you want to get out of this scene, like whether it's a piece of information or it's some sort of asset or
Okay,
some
so
sort of promise or whatever it is.
I want my contact through my seduction/blackmailingness to connect me to the Scrivener Association, where the Scriveners all know the other Scriveners and know who's been hired recently. Maybe they have a jog board.
Okay.
Maybe they, where they go, and I can be like, what were the jobs over here? And they'll tell me.
Okay.
Because you asked nicely.
And I assume you're going to Duke Jackal's residence or wherever you
Yeah.
normally meet for your soirees or your
I'm going to show up at his house. 'cause
encounters. Are you going to his house? Is that where you typically do business?
Well, I'm going to begin by seducing him, so it needs to be in his house.
I thought it was established that this guy was a regular client of yours.
Oh, was it?
right?
Then I'm going to meet up with him at the brothel that I work at.
Okay.
I'm going to begin by looking in through the fake wall and watching what he does when he's alone so that I have stuff to blackmail him with. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to be wearing really dominatrix-y leathery stuff because he's into that.
Okay.
And then we're going to have some prostitution stuff go on.
That's fine.
Okay.
We don't need to play that part
Some
of it out.
preset.
You don't have to get too specific. I get the general idea.
And then,
I'm familiar with the
right
world.
when he's at his most vulnerable, I'm gonna take a picture or something. I'm
You're
gonna
gonna what?
I'm gonna take a picture. I'm gonna get something
mental
incriminating, and then I'm gonna be like, "Do you want everyone to know about how much you like being tied up, or whatever it is he's
so
doing?"
you're going to try and get something incriminating on him, and
Which I have-
and blackmail him into
Let's
this
see.
particular.
No, I'm just. You know what? I'm just gonna convince him. That's something I can do.
Get him to that most vulnerable position, and then
And then I'm
convince
gonna
him.
convince him. I'm like, I know you're into scriveners.
Hey, real quick
God.
before we keep going.
There is a real thing. There's a real thing called swaddling, and it's real, and it's where you wrap up
comfort a baby?
adults in sheets. Look it up. It's real crazy, and they rock back and forth, and they're like this, and they look crazy in the sheets because it's just these forms and they rock back and forth, and maybe he likes swaddling.
But if that's what you're into, that's totally
Long
cool,
shot, I
and we're
love
cool with it.
Celine, have you thought about the fact that he might be into the weird thing that Amy somehow looked up on the internet recently?
Yeah. Did you get that?
He's an old client of mine, so I already know that he's into that.
You know it.
If
All right.
plastic wrap existed, he'd be into the plastic wrap, which is something they do in Japan.
Who says that plastic wrap doesn't exist? I'd like
You
my
want
dice
plastic wrap?
back, please.
Okay.
I'd like my dice and my heat cubes back. I
cubes,
appreciate that. So you're going to try to convince this
Yeah.
guy to give you some information or get you in with
He's super
the
into swaddling
Scriveners
and being
Guild.
slapped while swaddled. That's all the sexual stuff I have to do.
I wish you
That's
told
the
me
whole
that.
prostituting I
Because I
do.
could have made plastic wrap instead of this weird break through a wall stuff that
So I'm going to give you 2 advantage dice.
Nice.
Thank you.
Because he's an old client,
Yeah.
and as is evidenced by your detailed description, you are going the extra mile to make sure that he is in a receptive mood for
He's really into it.
the proposal that you're about
Then
to
I'm
give.
like, hey, tell me about Scrivener.
So you're convinced someone is how much?
Like, convince someone is 80%.
80%. All right, so let's roll some dice.
I am going to point out that I also have a 2 advantage dice to any roll to make interact verbally with nobles. Does this count as that? Or you're going to have
Interact
this?
verbally.
No, this doesn't count verbally?
Here's the
Okay,
thing. Here's
that's
the
fine.
thing. I will give you 1 extra
I
because
accept it.
there's a verbal component to this, but you've sort of gone beyond just a verbal.
this is the
interaction
language
with
of your
this guy.
bodies.
What are bodies for if not to get you what you want?
I can't do this voice.
Oh no!
Roll
Nope.
88.
Push your luck.
Push
your
my luck.
luck.
Good luck. All right.
90, and then.
Does that mean I now have to roll a disadvantage?
No. Yes, you do have to roll 1 challenge die.
Yes.
Okay.
2 advantages.
So you get 2 boons on
2
that.
boons.
2 boons on that. Great.
What's the game system that's boons and banes?
Boonjins and Banes. It's not even good. That's not
Urban Legend RPG.
Okay.
All right.
So Taline's at 90.
So
90 luck.
90 left.
So
Nine
you're
Carla.
just looking for a connection to the Scrivener's.
I am gonna.
Guild.
I'm convincing him
Yeah.
to connect me to the Scriveners Guild to hook me up and get me in.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Duke Jackal, after the appropriate amount or inappropriate amount of cajoling,
Yeah.
says,
Do it, Duke. Wait, I thought he was a lord. I don't care. Do it, Jackal. Give me what I want.
Information.
Fantina, my darling, of course, anything for you. You're my favorite here among the brothels. I would never dream. Please, just tell me, though, you're not considering giving up the craft.
Oh, I'm too good at this. Hang on. Let me get out my mouth harp and serenade you while we discuss this.
Ah, yes, the wonders you work with your mouth. It never ceases to amaze. It almost, it rings to my ears as if it were a viola.
I know where my talents are, Jackal. I would never turn my back on my true calling. But this is something I want to know for personal reasons.
Yes, well, there's a woman that you can visit.
Oh, lovely.
Her name is Delilah Yellowfeather. She works for the Scriveners Guild, and simply drop my name, and you will immediately have a position.
Excellent. You've given me what I wanted. Let me give you what you want.
Oh, Fantina! All right.
Oh,
That's how sex
So
works.
you did roll 2 boons on that.
I did.
So I will give you the opportunity to actually go see Delilah.
Delilah Yellowfeather?
Yellowfeather. Mm.
Okay. Cool.
You finished super.
Hello, Delilah.
So you think about that
Okay, I will think about
while
that.
we're dealing with someone else's scene. So who else would like to do their legwork? Who would like to do their legwork scene next?
Do you want to buddy up?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Buddy
Okay,
time.
so my understanding though is that like you are in close proximity together, but your piece of the legwork is I want to convince somebody to let me go on a tour and are you planting the
I think he's going to
he's
plant because he's going to be
it. All right.
sneaking.
So your thing is you're basically casing the joint.
Yes, we're both
Okay.
casing it. I'm doing it from, I'm going to see what they show me, and he's going to try and see what they don't show
Right.
us.
Sure. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So you're trying to get a little more thorough thing, but honestly, his main piece of business is identify a weakness in the structure that you could exploit to sneak in.
Yeah.
So which of you wants to go first? Because you are available to be involved in each other's scenes, but you're actually operating independently.
Okay. Maybe you should go first.
I'll go first.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great. So, are you assuming a fake identity? I will say, right off the bat, I get 2 heat because you're a mummer and you're going into...
Any part of the city.
Oh, man!
Sorry, but look how cool.
Yeah, you did wear a cool thing.
Yeah. All right.
Dang it.
So, tell me. Well, let's go back to the let's go back to the top here.
Okay.
I think we have what you want to get out of the scene, right? Which is you wanted a good idea of what the layout of the place is.
Yeah.
And you're going there, obviously. So how do you intend to go about
I
this?
was thinking about knocking on the front door and telling them I'm here for the tour.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Because you know that they give tours?
I just want to see.
Okay.
Maybe I can confuse someone into kind of
Stop laughing.
thinking it's a thing they do. I can't. She's over here. I want to see if I can confuse someone into thinking that it's a thing that they do, a service that they offer. And,
You could be all, yeah, you could be like, I've heard that you do this.
and see if they can half-ass.
Night tannery tours.
Wait, is it daytime or nighttime?
And that's day.
It is daytime right now.
Daytime,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it is
That's a
daytime.
reasonable time to go on a tannery tour.
Yes, yes. Much less silly, everyone.
Nighttime is for the VIP tannery tours.
Sure. That all makes sense. Okay, so you're going to walk up to the front door and give it a knock.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's a couple pieces to this. What skill do you feel like? And just to be clear, you're going in your regular garb that you normally wear as yourself. Is that true?
I'll probably.
On a break.
The whole point of. Yes, I am. Because
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Have any of you ever been near a tannery?
Yes.
yeah, it smells awful.
Terrible.
It smells awful.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. Very good.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd come down to the cattle abattoir on my break,
Yep.
see if I could walk around. I interrupted you. Are you going as yourself?
I am.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would not be dressed ostentatiously, and you wouldn't get your heat.
Sure. That's true.
So I'm doing this for you.
Great. I love this plan. I'm going to give you influence.
Nice.
I don't know why I wouldn't, but I'm also giving you.
Oh boy.
I want the chat to decide. Do I do 2 challenge dice or do I do 3? Like 3 is pretty mean. Like 4 is the worst it could possibly get, and 3 is pretty mean. Do I do 2 or do I do 3?
I don't want. Why are you asking
Who
them?
donated last? Baloran Fox. If you're still in the chat, Baloran Fox, tell me 2 or 3.
What are you saying 3 for?
How did you know that?
Now we have
Say
to.
some-
Now
you
we
and
have
them.
to wait.
And now we wait.
Yeah.
Is it Baloran or Bellerin?
Balaran Fox.
How do you know? Did you talk to him?
So what? He knows English. What skill are you planning to apply here?
I'm trying to confuse or just generally mystify. So would distracting someone be?
That's not a distraction.
Okay,
You're
then I
going
will-
to either convince them.
I'm convincing them.
Okay. All right. All right. What?
3 it is.
3.
Ah, damn it! Yeah, why
right.
would you ask? That's so.
Thanks for 7.
Man.
Thanks, Bellerin.
All right.
Now let's ask
So
this:
that's
2 or 1?
3 challenge dice.
Okay.
Those are yours, and you are going to convince someone. So, what?
So
What percentile do you have? What's your skill rank?
65.
65.
Do
All right.
it.
Yeah.
So
You got this.
65
Yes.
and your challenge dice. Let's
All right.
let's roll this thing.
Okay.
Believe
So do I
you.
talk first or do I roll first?
Oh, I'd love to hear your speech.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, if you can give a good enough speech, I may throw in an advantage die.
Oh, you're
Okay.
good. Yeah, you're gonna
So
get
I knocked on the door,
Clomp, clomp,
which
clomp.
Amy did for me. But that's how I was going to knock. So
Yes.
and then I wait patiently.
It doesn't take long. You know, the guy rolls the door back, and you can feel the wave of like
Whew.
stink and rotten horse flesh and cattle flesh come wafting through the door, and you see a gruff-looking guy, just like, you know, kind of wrinkled eyes and big red puffy cheeks and a big red puffy kind of cauliflower nose. And he says, "What do you want?"
Oh, I'm here for the tour.
Go ahead and roll.
No.
So hold on though.
But that's a success.
I aced the shit out of my roll.
That's true.
Yeah.
I got a lot of disadvantage.
It's a great success.
So the lower you get, the bigger the success.
Or is it just
Yeah.
pass fail?
That's usually for damage.
No,
but-
actually, you want to get higher, right? So you want to
just
get
wanna get as
closer
close
to
to the
whatever
number.
your
I see.
skill rank is. Okay.
It's like the
So
Price is
for
Right.
instance, let's say you're
Oh,
gonna
so
let's say you're gonna punch this
closest
guy,
without going over?
and you had Let's say you're gonna
right.
punch this guy and you had a 50% chance to punch him because
Okay.
you don't have any combat skills, which is likely. All right. If you roll a 49, you do 49 points of damage to his luck. Okay. If you rolled a 12, you would have done 12 points.
I
So
see.
the lower you get, the weaker the result.
Okay.
Good speech though. Didn't get any advantage dice on that, but close. I could feel.
I would have
could feel
given you
him
an advantage dice.
conflicted.
He goes, "Oh yeah, the tour. Right, come on inside."
Oh, great.
All right. And he turns around and he goes, "Hey, Jaeger, is someone here for the tour?"
Fuck.
All right. You
Oh my
see,
gosh. Sir.
for the judge, here's the guy.
Guys, don't worry.
All right.
This is fine.
I just see you walking. I'm like, well, he's dead.
You see a guy in his early 50s
Go
who
get a drink.
is muscular and toned, right? This guy is broad-shouldered and ripped. For a dude in his 50s, you're like, you cannot believe the shape this guy is in. He has white hair that's cropped very short to his head, and he has a scar across his throat where somebody attempted to kill him in his career, right? And he looks at you, and he goes,
Well. Thurman Thurston.
Yeah. Oh, you've heard of me.
The mama's boy has come to collect some leather, right?
Well, no, actually, I always, when we're passing by here, I can't help but admire the smell. And I have always been curious. My father wanted me
Quit
to...
your talking, boy!
Okay.
Maybe I want some skin, eh?
Oh,
Have you thought about that?
well, I assume you have plenty, based on the odor.
Oh no, you see, I got something that I need bound, a nice little book I put my hooks into recently. I don't know if you heard about it.
No, I don't like to
Gonna
read.
need a nice, fresh leather cover.
Oh.
And I love, and he reaches out and he just strokes your cheek. He's like, I love the feel of soft calf skin.
Oh, don't we all?
He says, so have you and the rest of your crew got any weird ideas about taking property of mine? I want you to know there's a lot of books that I need covers for.
Okay, good. Well, I will write that down.
he puts his hand on top of your hand.
Okay.
On your, like, he kind of like pushes you down into a chair.
Okay.
And he gets out a knife.
Okay.
And he's getting ready to cut off your pinky. Do you want to resist this or not?
Resist getting my pinky cut off?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
You are?
I'll
Okay.
resist. And I would like to resist by throwing down a smoke bomb.
A smoke bomb. All right. Is that a normal part of your equipment?
Yes, I have 2 of them.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Wow, cool.
So we're going to go into a drama scene.
Okay.
Ooh,
Now, we have not established whether your infiltration was good or not.
that's right. This could be key.
Normally,
Yeah.
it would cost you 20 luck to join his scene and just show up at an opportune moment.
To just like help him in the moment.
Just like, oh, you know, like you happen to arrive at the same time or
Right.
whatever, right?
Actually, can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
What is alchemist's fire?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically like phosphorus, right? So Greek fire, you throw it down, it starts a fire.
Okay, cool. I would like to change my thing and resist by threatening with alchemist fire.
You want to try and threaten this guy with your jar of alcohol?
I want to pull it out as he's going to cut my pinky. And say, oh no, I fear that any sudden sharp pained movements on my part might send this whole tannery up in a blaze.
All right. So that is. Did you have any sort of intimidation?
No.
What other skill do you think applies to this role?
I think probably just still convince someone. That's the
I think you
closest I
probably
have.
still have 3 challenge dice against you.
I mean, I do have use an alchemical object as a skill, but I'm threatening to use it.
Yeah,
I don't,
you're threatening it more than you're actually
Yeah.
using it. So using an alchemical object would be something like, oh, I put the unguent on there and I want to like apply the thing that detonates it or whatever.
Sure.
Or, yeah. So why don't you roll
How do you
those
spell
dice? You're
unguent?
looking for 65%. And you got 3 challenge
UENT.
dice against you.
All right.
Louise.
Jeez Louise.
Hit.
Oh no.
I would like to push my luck
How much?
Yay!
by 40.
Did you get
Oh my-
a 96?
I did.
I'm sorry, you can't push by 40.
I can't only by 30.
Because there's 3 challenge dice in the box. You can only push by 10 points because
Shit.
that would add the 4th challenge.
Okay.
Oh,
I see. Okay.
So for every 10 that you push your luck, you have to add 1 challenge die, and that maxes out at 4. You've already got 3 in the hopper against you.
Okay.
I mean, the good news is they did not, boom into any drawbacks.
Okay.
But, so you got a 96?
Yes.
Out of 65.
Yes.
All right. So you can't push your luck out of this thing.
What about influence?
It's not gonna help me.
Well, wasn't there influence to like succeed on a roll or something?
I think it's
Oh.
before. No, yeah.
But that's only before I would have.
Yeah.
Right. But that is a thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you can spend it to give an ally in the same scene 2 advantage dice on a roll. If you can justify it, you can use your influence to avoid rolling dice during a legwork scene, but that's
A bit late for that.
justifiable.
Yeah.
Bit late for
Okay.
that.
Never
So
mind.
if you have some other ability that you can activate with your influence.
Unless I want to suddenly start a play, I don't really think that that's...
Right. Yeah, depending on what it is. All right.
Oh my God, that'd be really
things
funny,
are going
though.
horrible for you.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question first of all: are you even interested in appearing in this scene and getting involved in what's happening?
I've got another one.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like this job's dangerous, and you're eventually gonna lose fingers. But no, I don't think like it's all those guys are around. It's not gonna be good no matter what I do, right?
I don't know. I can't see the outside of the
If I
situation.
jump in,
I'm
like-
too close to it.
If I jump in like Batman, is that gonna be a good thing for us? There's only 2 guys there.
If you jump in like Batman, you're gonna be awesome.
But wait, what
Or
if you
ruin
didn't
everything.
jump in like Batman? Wait.
Is that a skill?
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
no.
he has a 90% in jump in
It
like
is.
Batman.
Sneak around case of
All right.
joint.
Do you want to be involved? Yes or no? 'Cause
I was
there's gonna
thinking
have
to
to be some more tap
create a
dancing if you
distraction,
do.
but I don't. You
I'm
don't
gonna
have
pass.
that.
Okay, you're gonna pass. All right.
gonna pass.
Very good. So
Yeah.
Noted.
Fuck off.
So he presses down on your hand and gets out his little.
Gosh.
He's just got a little hooked knife.
Yes, he does.
And then you reach into your hand and grab out the alchemist fire, and one of his lieutenants behind him just grabs your arm
Okay.
and snatches the alchemist fire
Oh, well.
out of your hand.
That's
and
a way
kind of
around
like
that.
he pulls your arm back, and Jaeger just sort of leans into you and goes,
You know I could kill you, boy, but I'm interested in sending a message.
and he snaps off one pinky.
He's like, I want to make sure my message is heard.
And his lieutenant pushes down your other hand, snaps off your other pinky.
Oh God!
And then he stuffs each one in one of your ears.
Oh.
Stands you up and walks you to the front door.
I take a second to admire the irony of his statement, because he said he wants to make sure his message is heard, and 2 of my fingers are in my ears. So
You're not gonna see that on leverage.
not in the pilot.
Actually,
That scene did not go well for you.
Do I take any wounds?
So, I am going to bleed you of a little luck just because. Oh well,
Okay.
you got no. How many drawbacks did you get in that first one that you rolled?
3.
3? Oh, that's the So the drawbacks there was the dude shows up.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
And no, you don't. I mean, you don't have any you don't take a wound on your wound track. I'm not going to bleed you of luck. You botched your roll, but the consequence here is not. I mean, yes, you're missing your pinkies. That's crappy. That may come into play later.
Is he missing them?
Well, he is missing
I've got them right here.
he wishes they were still attached. But no, so the consequence here has been a dramatic one rather than let's do mechanics and hit points and all that kind of stuff. Right?
Okay.
He has humiliated you. He has tortured you.
He's
and
emasculated
sent you out
me.
the front door. And not only that, but he now knows that you're sniffing around his operation. Okay, that's a bad outcome for you guys. If you guys have ever played Fiasco, at the end of the game, at the end of a scene, you go, was that good for your character or bad for your character? That was bad for your character.
Very bad.
Or
Gaurav,
was
do you
it?
want to go? Do you want to go next in your infiltration thing, or Amy, do you want to go next with your?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'll go next.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if I can use that happening simultaneously to my
I
advantage.
agree.
Just like we planned.
Just like the plan.
Oh my God.
If he gets you in
I'm
there-
here for the tour. Tell me if you convince me enough with your speech, perhaps
I mean, there was more speech, but it's fine.
I'm here for the tour.
I'll wait till you
All
scream
right.
and then I'll go in. So make sure you get some fingers lopped off or something.
Can we flash back to us having that conversation?
Works like a charm. Go
All right,
Batman.
Octavius. So, what you want to get out of this scene, just to reiterate, is you would like to see if there's a weak spot in the tannery defenses that you could use to infiltrate the place.
Yes. So I have your salve.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And
I have
you've
the
got
salve.
this unguent that you could use to maybe weaken even brick or whatever, and make it easier to punch out. Or,
Unguent. I like that word.
And maybe find a disguise if possible.
It's an unctuous uncle.
Or see what they're, obviously if I see one of them I can make a disguise as well.
Yeah. So try and get the
you know
feel
that
for what the
word?
uniform is and
clothing.
whatnot.
Physical structure.
Okay.
and-
Clothing.
And then just to follow up,
Leverage episode 2.
how are you going to are you going to do anything special to do this sneak in? Are you disguising yourself? Are you it's daytime?
He's got
It
sneak
is
around. It's
daytime.
a great
Sneaking.
skill.
Well, yeah, I mean, sneaking around daytime though.
Is there any specific details about your attempt to infiltrate this place that I need to know?
Does this place, I assume every place has an alley.
Yeah, of course.
So I want to disguise myself.
I mean, it has a loading dock, and there's a whole bunch of cattle and things like that.
Okay.
There's pens where they unload the cattle and that sort of thing.
I want to disguise myself as a plague-ridden bum.
Okay.
So hopefully, if anybody does see me, they'll want to stay away from me. They'll maybe kick me out because they're like, "Get out of here! We don't want the plague from you." Hopefully, they won't start a fight. But if they do, I'll be ready.
Get out of here, plague bum.
Are you Mr. Plague Bum?
No thanks.
So I will. So I should create a disguise for that first.
Yeah, let's do that roll.
Okay, cool. So that's an 80%. I'm pretty good at that.
I will give you one advantage die
Okay.
because I'm sure you've seen plenty of plague bums in your.
You're well versed in plague bumps.
Very true. Oh no.
Lommel did.
Yeah, if you don't roll in the thing, it doesn't count.
Yay.
55
you
with an
did it.
advantage. So that is good.
Okay. All right. So you get a boon on that.
You are the Plague Bum.
Mr. Plague Bum, 2017.
All right.
So yeah, I'd like to sneak into that. I don't even have to sneak at this point, but I will try to be unseen into this alley and see if I can find a way, maybe on top of the building. See if there's a way up. Scale a wall. Maybe there's a ladder, a pipe of some sort.
Okay.
Get to higher
All right.
ground.
Very good, very good. Well, I think the boon plays out in the fact that yes, the general blooded crew members who are at this location are currently occupied with something else.
Yeah.
So the other drawback to what happened with you is that blooded lieutenant who's working for Jaeger took your alchemist flame.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
So the tannery is a very large building. It's the size of a modest warehouse. It's actually multiple buildings that were sort of just absorbed by the tannery as it got bigger and bigger and bigger.
I see.
And they're kind of all connected together via like some slipshod kind of remodeling. Like, oh, let's knock out part of this wall and put a big door in, etc. So from the outside, the tannery looks like a collection of disparate buildings that sort of erratically grew into one another. A couple of things as you sneak around, like kind of like you. So the good news for you is you're so well disguised as a plague bum that people do not want to look at you, do not want to talk to you, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So you can ascertain that the tannery has several entrances. There's barn doors, etc. There's workers kind of constantly coming and going. And there's also a narrow aqueduct that carries canal water from one of the major offshoot canals directly into the tannery. But one thing you notice is you don't see where the wastewater runoff would be. There's not an outlet, right? So they're drawing water off of the canal, and clearly they use it to boil the hides and all that sort of thing. But there's no flush back into the canal, which is weird. So why don't you give me I assume you're going to, try and sneak in one of these entrances or whatever and kind of case the joint a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So why don't you give me your stealth check?
Sneak around then?
Yeah,
Okay.
sneak around. And I feel like because he's botched his crap, I'm going to give you... I'm gonna balance these things out. I'm giving you a challenge die and I'm giving you an advantage die.
Okay.
Because they're on alert, but also the boss's attention is elsewhere.
Okay. Fair enough. So I need
So, what are you looking for?
So
Your skill check is how much?
a 90. So
90%.
pretty good.
So
Pretty good at sneaking
pretty good
around.
at sneaking around.
And I'm looking for basically the entrance that's the least guarded. So
Sure.
in case we had to come back, we could go through this one and hopefully
Okay.
no one would see us.
Yes,
So that's
and
80,
yes.
82, pretty close to 90.
Very good.
With an advantage.
With an advantage.
One of us is rolling really
Very
well.
good. Very good.
It's you.
All right. Very good. Very good. So yeah, you sneak in and really don't have a problem. Like the workers seem very easily avoided. There's winding passages between the rooms, and then there's also there's a lot of either actual livestock kind of standing around making noise that masks your footsteps,
Okay.
or there's a lot of carcasses and things like that that are hung around that you can hide behind.
Okay.
So you sneak around, and what you notice is that there are several kind of catacomb-like basements, that this thing kind of keeps winding down and down further and further. There's really only one or two stories above ground, but there's multiple levels underneath ground.
Oh boy.
Where they're curing the leathers and that sort of thing, right? And you discover a set of stairs that leads down from one of the outer kind of annex buildings down into one of these lower level catacomb areas, but it ends in an iron banded wooden door that seems extraordinarily heavily fortified
Okay.
for being just like it's clearly not just some storeroom in the basement, but that's as much as you dare to push your luck, because right around this time you hear a very familiar voice yelp in pain.
It's more like a high-pitched whine. It goes on for a while.
And you decide, you know what, maybe I better make my escape, and you do it well.
Okay.
So-
Good. Wait, should I apply the salve to that door before I leave, or does it happen
Oh.
instantly? Because I have the salve, and that was the whole plan to.
Yeah, my understanding was it was activated later, so yeah, you could put it on that
Okay,
door if
cool.
you're right. That was the whole point of your
Yes.
legwork scene.
So I will do that.
So, very good. All right, that brings us around. We've got a little bit of business with Fantina figure up, and Maggie has her scene. Why don't you go first,
Okay.
Maggie McSugar? I'm sorry. Remind me what your intentions were.
My intentions were to go to the florist, Carlos Flowers, and
Yep, that's his name.
he is a member. He is in the Southton district, or Southernton, or whatever. What was it called?
Southton.
Southton district, and he's one of the Red Lotus protects him against the Blooded. He doesn't follow all their rules and doesn't want to pay their taxes, and we protect him for that. And in return, he's a friend. So I want to, and what I'm trying to get from Carlo is he's actually good at. I think he has information about the underground layout of Southton, and so I want to see if there are specific entrances, exits to the tannery.
Okay.
That could
All right.
help.
So you're going to go ask your friend Carlo for
Yeah.
some information about Southton Tannery.
And I think I'm going to do an Irish accent all of a sudden.
Maybe you're in disguise.
All right. Very good.
No, I'm 100% not in disguise. I actually am very recognizable.
I don't recommend that. Apparently, everyone knows you.
I am conspicuous in merchant and noble districts and in the slums, but I'm also well known. Like I'm
Okay.
noticeable, but in kind of a respectful way.
All right. Well.
So I would belong there. In all of the Blooded realm, it would be most appropriate that a captain of another, or a boss of another cartel might be in there.
Are you drawing on your extensive gang experience for this?
So yes.
I mean, you're a
Say
boss.
Yes, I am a boss. And
She's a boss.
Yeah. It would be hard to hide my hair anyway. It's very clear that I'm a Red
Are you
Lotus.
bringing like a crew of enforcer minions with you?
That's a good
or-
idea. Yeah, I actually can do that. I can once during the day or night, or once during. Actually, I can do it once per segment. I think.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
I can. Yeah, one scene per day or night segment. I can order 4 members of my cartel to help me. So they're a squad of minions. They have a 50% chance of success for anything requiring a roll.
Sure.
But yes, there's 4 of them.
Okay. Very good.
And I'm going to choose them from the names that they've given me. Khan, Cho, Hong, and Lean.
Okay. Great. So you gather a little crew of dudes.
Thanks for subbing.
What up?
So you gather a crew of toughs around you, and you head to Carlo's Flowers to pump your contact for some information about the Southton
Yes.
Tannery. So, what skill do you feel like you're applying here?
Okay, so I'm talking to Carlo. Do I get there all right?
Yeah,
am
you
I-
get there all right. I mean, walking into blooded territory, like, openly walking into blooded territory is going to attract some notice. But,
I can gossip with criminals.
okay.
He's.
I am sure that Carlo is running a front. It's probably some sort
Yes.
of double cross, but yes.
Okay, fantastic.
So gossip with criminals sounds good.
Figure out something we
So
could've done.
what do you have for, what skill rank do you have for that?
90%.
90%.
It's the best thing I could do.
Uh-huh.
I get
Very
2 advantage
good, very
dice
good.
whenever I verbally interact with criminals.
I am going to give you, again, one of each. I'm going to give you an advantage die because you've done a good job of explaining why you know this person. But I'm going to give you a drawback or a challenge die because you are waltzing into
Blatantly.
blooded,
Yeah.
blatantly waltzing into blooded territory, and they're not going to look kindly upon that.
Okay.
So let's roll it up and see what you got.
Okay.
90%.
Ooh.
31 and an advantage.
31. One boon. Very good. All right.
Oh, sorry, a boon, not an advantage. I'm still in Fantasy Flight.
So, Carlo does not know a lot about.
Wait, you didn't even get a chance to hear my new Irish accent.
Oh, all right. Let's see what Maggie McSugar sounds like.
Now, is this new permanent Irish accent?
Oh, we'll see.
The character's morphing. Okay.
Yeah, the character has decided to embrace her McSugar.
They've recast her since the pilot.
Oh no, that actor just didn't work out.
Ah, Carlo, there you are.
This one tested better.
I like how you were like, I'm just going to praise myself for my Irish accent.
Pretty
I think I did great.
I know you've got some things hidden underneath the entire city. What do you know about how to get into the Southton Tannery?
So you walk into Carlo's Flowers. He's got a very small, modest shop, and it's
How are the lilies?
it's clear that the double dealing that he does is he also sells kind of opium and exotic smokes and things that the Red Lotus obviously would have a stake in, although he publicly disavows any connection with the thing, and he says, "Oh. Well, Maggie, I have to tell you,
It's dueling
you're taking a little bit of shine off of my work here by showing up in broad daylight. You know that, right?"
You don't think I know exactly what I'm doing?
I'm not disagreeing with you, Maggie. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just making an observation, a friendly observation. And there are tunnels all over, of course, the city, right? And I know that Southton Tannery is riddled with catacombs underneath. They say that deep down under, Jaeger Blackknife, his whole gang has got a hideout down there. I've never been inside myself, although I may be seeing the inside of it soon if you keep popping in like this. Give me a little heads up. If I can arrange a distraction or something.
If I could give you a heads up, I sure would. But I don't have time.
I understand that. The only thing I can tell you is that the tannery is owned by a family of commoners. It's been passed down generation upon generation. There's two brothers what own it, Marcus and David. But their parents, they died a rather tragic and untimely death, if you get my meaning.
Do you think the brothers killed their parents to inherit the tannery? No, wait, that's not it. No, they,
Maggie, it's amazing how your mind works. That's devious as all hell. That is absolutely from the darkest part of your heart. I can't believe the criminal insight that you have.
No, I was thinking maybe Jaeger Blackknife off them off, but no, the brothers did it.
That's genius. That's why you're the boss, Maggie, and I'm just a poor florist.
I'm uncovering a lot of
Graft and
darkness.
corruption.
Yes, from my. You can't trust anyone.
No, apparently not. I'm glad we're not related. Or are we?
No. I'm absolutely.
Tamp that one down.
Sure.
You're absolutely sure we're not related. Well, at least we went to the same school anyhow. So that's what I know about that.
What's the closest entrance from here that I might be getting under the city?
Oh, to go underneath the city? Well, if you wanted to go into the sewers, there's a place down in the corner down here that would let you into the sewers, but I don't know that it actually connects with anything over at South.
Don't you though?
I don't know, Maggie. I promise you, I'm telling you the truth. I would never double cross you, hold anything back.
All right, but
You tell Tommy Fang. He keeps sending me what he's been sending me, and I can get him a good price.
Oh, I'll relay that to him. You haven't been giving him a good price yet?
I can get him a better price.
Yeah, better one?
All right, I'll do it.
All right. That's what I thought. Bye.
Bye.
All right, Maggie. Good seeing you
All right,
and the
Carlo.
boys. All right.
Oh,
Anything
Scottish
else?
Carlos.
Very good. So let's go back to Fantina de Vere. You were going to go see Delilah
I'm going to see Delilah Yellowfeather
at
at the Scrivener Union
yeah. So
Hall.
it's
It's Let me
It's
describe
called
it for you.
Yellow. I was gonna say it's called Yellow Feathers Quills. It has
It's
a
called
big
really?
yellow feather dipped in an inkwell. And
Question: is this a place in that book? No, I was hoping it was.
nothing is in the book. Like
Okay.
the New Dusk Haven.
What?
New Dusk Haven is in the book.
Okay, okay.
All of our sheets.
I see words.
So
So,
yeah.
I slink sexily into Yellow Feather's quills.
Are you gonna seduce Delilah? Is that?
I just can't help myself. I'm just oozing sexuality.
You can hear it
Now
in her
that's
voice.
true.
Are you still wearing your dominatrix outfit?
No, I changed it to a more acceptable,
Okay.
like.
Daytime.
Like-
Your street
Picture.
dominatrix.
Do you remember that ad with the chick on the motorcycle?
Yes, that exact one. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm wearing like that, like a black leather bodysuit with stripes, with pink stripes.
I'm picturing Sandy
the
from the
T-Mobile.
Yeah,
end of
that's
Grease.
yes,
The
exactly.
T-Mobile one.
I see.
Sandra D.
the T-Mobile one,
The
but also a
T-Mobile one.
cape over that,
Gotcha.
and
Okay.
like a headband with spikes on it.
All right.
They're really
I'm
cool.
giving you like a little mini scene here. So what are you
Okay.
what are you trying to get out of this? What piece
Okay.
of information or what are you hoping to accomplish?
What I am
with
hoping
this
to
scene?
accomplish is to find out who the Scrivener is, possibly where he lives.
Mm-hmm.
So I saunter in and I say, I'm looking for Delilah. Jackal, send me. Wait, first I'm gonna save that second part till I see Delilah. I'm looking for Delilah.
Oh.
Does she have like an assistant or somebody in the front there who's gonna send me to her, or does she work the front herself?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I mean she does not work the front herself. There's a very kind of like dowdy old woman with little iron rimmed spectacles and kind of a long protruding nose. Squints at you and she's like, Lord Jekyll sent you?
Lord Jackal sent me. You see, I'm college educated. I'm not interested in pursuing a new career, perhaps.
If I may ask, what college did you attend? Was it the College of Black Leather?
That's not a college.
Burn.
You notice what you're wearing.
He did. I went to the University of Dusk City, and our mascot was the leather-clad motorcycle lady.
So you're the mascot.
If Lord Jekyll sent you, then this is all very self-explanatory. So I shall. One moment, please. And she kind of turns back and heads back into
While I'm waiting, I'm examining my surroundings, looking for anything that looks like a job board.
Okay, very good.
But I'm doing it subtly, like
Sure.
this.
All right. So after a few moments, so what skill would you apply to that? Seems like casing the joint, but I'm not sure what you are good at. Is there something else that you would like to convince me is appropriate for
Run like hell.
Yeah.
Skill.
Run like
I have
hell.
it.
Oh, you did.
I should have used it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Lie to someone.
No,
I don't have anything that for case the joint. I don't have anything like that.
You've got 50% on casing the joint.
You can do it.
All right.
I'm just gonna have you roll straight up on this now.
You got a 6.
6.
0-6.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you definitely.
Yeah, so you do see this woman is apparently like writing in a huge ledger everybody's jobs that they've been assigned to and whatnot.
Nice.
So you flip back through this thing a couple pages and find Jaeger Blackknife's name
Yeah.
in the ledger. And it's assigned to a person named Idris Strassel.
Okay.
And you do notice that there is a small asterisk next to Idris's name. And down in the margin next to his name, this woman, whoever the receptionist person here is, has scrawled in pencil, troublemaker. next to Idris's, with a little asterisk.
Okay. Got it. I note that in my mind.
All right. So after probably 10 or 15 minutes, it's just kind of an inordinately long wait.
Yes.
But finally, Delilah comes out. She's sort of a little heavy set. Her hair goes back in a bun. You would say she's 50-ish. She has a pleasant smile and kind eyes, but she's very clearly down to business. And she says, "Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't. My assistant did not catch your name, but step into my office. I understand you seek employment as a scrivener."
Yes, Fantina de Ver. I'm looking to change careers into scriveneering. I am college educated and I'm well versed in codes and the underworld.
What?
So
I
have a resume.
When you say this, okay.
I have a resume I just prepared by writing it down with my literacy. You took so long. I wrote down a resume. As you can see,
Prepared a resume.
I graduated
Somebody quote that.
summa cum laude.
Do you have any sort of forgery or
I
writing skill?
100% do. Forge document.
Forged document. All right, so yeah, why don't you give me a forged document roll?
77
Out of
80.
Out of 80. Oh,
right.
yeah. So this thing looks like fantastic.
With my literacy.
Yeah. Nice, beautiful calligraphic handwriting.
Yeah.
Just an incredible, display.
Have you heard of written it down?
So
Because that's what I have done.
I'm going to give you an influence for this. She offers to hire you, and she gives you the paying rate. And she says, yes, we would. There's a number of different noble lords I can think of who would appreciate having a talented and discreet scrivener such as yourself in their employ.
I appreciate this. However, I'm looking for something a little more surreptitious. I already have plenty of connections amongst the noblemen. I'm looking for something more dangerous.
Oh,
That's
Well,
why I'm
of
wearing
course,
leather.
here at Yellow Feathers,
getting into scrivenering.
here at Yellow Feathers Transcription, we would never imagine
Of course
do
not.
anything
What was I
that wasn't
saying?
above board.
I slipped my lip. I'm just letting you know that should the job like that come up, I'm your lady. Give me one of these other jobs, I'll take it. And I'll show you how good I am at scrivenery.
Scrivening, right?
Very
It's
good.
scrivening.
Very good. Well,
Oh, I
Scrivenering.
forgot. She's literate.
She used her literacy to written it down.
very good. Well, I will have Betsy look in the register and see what's appropriate for you.
Wonderful. I knew I would like you as soon as I arrived at your wonderful establishment.
Well, when Lord Jackal recommends someone, we always take note.
I have always given Lord Jackal the ideal service.
Betsy, why don't you take Miss DeVere out
Thank you.
see if she's got an assignment which would be appropriate.
Wonderful, thank you so much. I appreciate all your time.
All right.
Betsy, what do you got for me?
Boy, that's a good question. Betsy
does
says,
Betsy
well, things are a bit slow well, things are a bit slow right now, but we have Lord Humphreys needs his accounting ledger transcribed before the month's end.
Wonderful. I'll take it.
Very good. It will start tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
So, be it Lord
Terrific.
Humphrey's estate, we shall send a messenger. You
Got
may
it.
wish to stop here first. Of course, work starts at 7 a.m. sharp.
7 a.m.
Yeah, well, come pick up your kit. I assume
kit.
you won't need much of an orientation. But
No,
we will
I'm
need you
college
to Sign
educated.
off on the appropriate paperwork. And,
Are you sure they don't have a job a little more exciting than a ledger.
What's happening?
I'm excellent. I do have excellent code-breaking skills, if that were to come up in any capacity.
Code breaking.
Just to let you know.
Why don't you give me a convince someone check? Do you have convince?
I 100% have convinced someone.
How much, to the tune of how much?
80%, and I just rolled a 47.
47. Betsy says, I see. The accounting work is a bit dry for you. Very good. This may be up your alley.
The code-breaking ledger.
Lady Farron needs her personal diary transcribed.
I'm
Each
in.
and every day, she dictates her personal diary.
I'll take
I
it.
must caution you, it can get a bit saucy.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Betsy, you've taken good care of.
We're all gonna
Very
leave,
good.
leave with an
Lord
almanac, and you're
Farron-
gonna leave with a job.
Lady Farron does sleep in a bit, so
I appreciate that as
report
well.
back here at 11 o'clock tomorrow.
11 o'clock, I'll be here. Thank you. Is
Very
there
good.
other benefits? Can I get health or dental? Just kidding. I'm leaving. Whoosh.
We'll cover the orientation tomorrow morning.
I heard you as I left.
So I have to
I'm
draw
still
the
swooshing.
appropriate paperwork.
Thank you.
I'm gonna start doing that every time I leave a room. I'm just gonna be like, I'm leaving.
Whoosh. Make sure you make the whoosh noise.
Whoosh.
All right.
I have a cape. I'm whooshing it.
Congratulations, you have completed one legwork
Nice.
segment. It is now night. We're going to go into a planning segment. Oh, new segment.
Oh,
I guess.
Heat us
Get
up.
4 more heat. Oh, I'm up to 10. Think of all the things I could do
More fingers.
with 10 heat.
You guys, hey, Joshua, he cut off my fingers and put them in my ears, and I think I glued them back on, but I glued the wrong one on the wrong hand.
can you do
Our
anything?
planning segment is beginning. You have 15 minutes.
But you met him.
Yeah, he's really scary, and he's. I think they actually have some of my alchemical fire now, and
Wait, do you think
what?
they do or do they?
no, they do.
Oh, what? How did that happen?
I tried to use it in the need.
Wait, but what was your ruse? Surely you had something to.
Yeah, it was foolproof. I don't know what happened.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear.
But anyways, about all I learned was maybe the book isn't currently bound because he wants my skin for it.
No, I've heard it described. It's definitely bound.
Oh, he's a liar.
I can use influence to retain the services of Physiker to take to provide medical care for my crew.
I already glued him.
Okay, well, that's not necessary anymore.
Covered.
I found out that there's a couple of brothers of commoners who own the building. It's something. It sure is. There's a couple of commoner brothers who own the building, and they. Oh, really? This is making you laugh?
Why are you laughing?
Because my accent is shit.
No, I'm just laughing because this is the lead she's choosing to follow. She's like, there are these brothers. I thought they killed someone. I was told they didn't, but I'm following it.
But I think that in spite of also stealing the book, we could also restore the tannery to them. That would be the right thing to do.
If there's time.
If there's time, but I'm saying that there's the blooded have taken over the building and probably rendered the brothers a hold on the
Did
building.
they render the brothers?
The brothers hold
That's
on.
not it. That's a soap joke.
Or candle.
Or candle. You guys.
I don't know what that joke is. I want to though.
Where you render the fat.
Oh, and
To make soap.
Oh,
Tallow.
It's close to tannery. though.
okay.
It's-
Anyway,
Yeah.
the right thing to do if there's time.
Yeah.
Well, I got inside.
Oh, good.
Wait, what?
I found a heavily, not guarded, but defended door made of iron. I used your salve. We're ready to go in, break the door down, see what's down there. I'm guessing it's the almanac.
It leads down.
Yeah, there's a lot of catacombs down there. I don't know what they're doing, but something skeezy's happening down
He
there.
did keep seeming to indicate down.
To you? What'd they say?
A lot of stuff about skin. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
That's the biz.
I also did find out there's probably an entrance below the city.
Well,
in some form or fashion.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I didn't see a waste outlet. They got water coming in, no water coming out.
I know a good way to get into the sewers.
Through like a manhole cover.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, I found out that the scrivener's name is Strassel. Idris Strassel, and he's a troublemaker, so I think we can get him. We can either blackmail him into doing what we want, or I could disguise myself and take his place.
Hey,
Or we could follow him, we could do something to him.
Well, we don't know what he looks like, so...
We can find him.
We could
find him.
We could find him, and then you're pretty good at getting people to do what you want. Maybe we could find him, and then you could exert
I also
pressure.
got a new job. It's gonna be great.
Oh, yes, tell us about your new job.
No, I'm not going to. It's a waste of time.
Congratulations.
Take about 10 minutes to tell us about it.
I knew you had it. Hey. I knew you had it in you.
Thank you. Prostitution does not come with good benefits.
It doesn't pay
This
them.
does.
Great.
Dental.
What was that assumed?
I assumed it.
So should we go out under, I think this time we should all stay together as a team.
Well,
I would appreciate that.
yeah. So we only have one segment left to finish this, correct?
So at night you're in your planning segment.
Right.
And then we gotta
Right.
do an action for the night.
Yeah. So, no. That,
Wait.
like planning takes the whole night. So
Right.
that
Oh.
segment is that segment. Right?
So the 4 segments means
so-
this next segment is our last segment.
So that's your legwork segment. Then we go into the final scene.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like we don't have time to follow people around. Like we gotta
No.
get to it.
I see what you're saying.
If it's during the day, we might have an easier time going in under the sewers, as opposed to
That's true.
through that door, which I don't know how easy it was for you to even get to the door.
Well, the one that I found wasn't very well guarded. We could probably go back there.
It could possibly serve as a way out as easily as a way in.
That's true.
Well, should we flip a coin? Go through the sewers or go through the door?
Oh no, I think we should go in through the sewers. The frontal approach is not a successful one.
Well, we don't know where the sewers will lead in. I know how to
right.
get back to this door. I know how to get back there.
I want to get Idris Strassel. They let him walk right in. Right up to the
There's
book.
got to be a way to use our influence to do what we want.
What we need is a map of the sewers, which Carlo didn't have. And in fact, he's been scheming against me and not charging the right cost for the Red Lotus things, which I found out, which I'm going to tell Tommy.
Can you blame a guy?
I guess not. Good point.
Does anyone have a way to get us inside so that we could get access to the door?
Would this guy count as a wealthy merchant?
Who?
Idris Strassel?
The scrivener?
Yeah.
You. What things do you know about?
What do I know about?
Yeah, like-
Nobles and royal family.
You do know about.
And I have a
nobles, huh?
university level education.
Do
you?
Comprehensive grasp is
So
something to start.
you know that Strassel is a very minor noble house.
Ooh.
They tend to all be tall and kind of have curly blonde hair.
So I'm wondering,
And
I don't know if how this works. Is spending an influence something you can do in the planning stages?
Sure.
Because I can uncover a piece of blackmail-worthy information from the deep ledgers about one of the city's nobles, a wealthy merchant, or a member of the royalty. So if I could get blackmail-worthy information about Idris Strassel right now,
You can
Could I then use
spend
it?
influence and just basically like
then just-
declare you know this stuff
Okay.
about him or whatever.
and that doesn't. Okay.
Well, do you know if he has any siblings, any mother or father? Because I can stage a funeral for one of his family that will draw him out.
And then we have him,
But
And
We can have him take us to the almanac,
to the almanac.
and then
And then we kill the almanac.
not so much.
Or you know what? You know these other Red Lotus mooks I have around?
Yeah.
I could get them to set off fireworks and cause a distraction.
Okay.
Can you really do that?
I really can.
That's
that
awesome.
that sounds like a good distraction that we could use to
Yeah.
get into the door.
We got distractions. Okay. All right.
Which I like.
So,
I like the idea of getting into the door because Carlo was not helpful. But you're right. I can't blame him.
So, do we need the Scrivener to get into the door?
no, but he might. Is there a chance he's inside?
I think so. I think they'd keep this person well
You
guarded.
think so?
Most-
Maybe he's behind that door. You know, I
Most
found-
likely, I would say he's with the book working on it.
I almost went in there, but I heard some noises, and you know,
You know, it's scary in there.
I didn't say that.
Well, I did.
Okay.
It,
I'll watch you back.
Are you gonna be okay if we go back to the tannery?
We're going back there.
oh yeah, no, I'm out for blood. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm very angry. He's probably with the book. I imagine they wouldn't want him being able to talk about it or discuss it. In fact, they probably have plans to off him after the job is done.
Okay. So step one: fireworks, distraction. Hopefully that gets a bunch of the gods out. Maybe we can go in the same door that I saw that wasn't guarded at all.
Yeah. Great.
And we get to the
Excellent.
iron door, bust it down. From there, what do you got for influence? What can we do? I know you got a bit of it.
Not a lot that's going to be helpful here.
Talk to me. There's got to be something.
Okay, well, we could stage a play.
That's not bad. What if the play we mocked the Scrivener
Why?
to get him to come out and be like, I don't talk
Get
like
him
that.
to
There's
come out, they'd be
fireworks
right there.
happening already.
Wouldn't we
I'm
already?
just thinking out loud. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Because
We shame him into giving us.
yeah, there's not a lot the mummers can do to help us in this instance. And besides, Jaeger is going to be on the lookout for us because he knows me.
That's
And,
true. So
and by extension, all of you.
we got to disguise you.
I can be a chameleon and dress up as Idris Strassel,
We haven't seen him.
and no one will know.
And you can pretend to be him from the future.
I saw that episode of Leverage. Can she chameleon
All right,
for someone she hasn't seen?
I want to go ahead and spend this influence to have a blackmail-worthy piece of information about Idris Strassel, which is that he likes to be wrapped up in saran wrap. Sexually.
All the sex things.
Well, so specifically, what you do actually know about him
Oh, okay.
is that he has a weakness for narcotics, especially poppy smoke. So apparently, he's probably working at the tannery during the days, but there's no doubt that he is frequenting the various poppy dens around the city at night. Like he's a known fiend for narcotics.
Cool.
And he's, because of this, he's sort of the black sheep of the Strassel family.
Let me tell you about him. All that. What if we, because Carlos was selling poppy, and it's the closest poppy, right? So
Yeah.
maybe he's there.
Yes. Absolutely.
We'd go find him at a poppy den, and then I will dress like him, or we'll just make him take us inside.
So let me point out, when this planning segment is over, the night is over. We're going back
Right.
to the daytime.
So daytime. He's going to be at the tannery.
Mother effer.
Yeah.
So far we got fireworks.
I think
Well, how
fireworks
early in the
is-
day? How early in the day can we start? Because he goes to work at 7. What if we were waiting for him outside the tannery at 6:45?
Look, if you want to like have a scene where you do some legwork and you jump this dude, that's fine. Or you corner him or something like that. That you can do that, no problem.
I think
New plan. I'm gonna dress up like Betsy from the Yellow Feathers Quills, and I'm gonna show up like, oh, we need to do some accounts, and then that's how I'm gonna get in.
All right.
Okay.
And fireworks are happening.
There's fireworks happening.
So we're
Okay.
going in a different. You're going to do that solo then.
Yeah.
all right.
All right.
So I'll get my men to set off some fireworks.
Yes.
And we'll go. Go down the door.
Yeah.
Down to the door. Under the distraction.
I would like to take the time to create some sort of flashbang device, so something that when thrown down will create like a loud sound and a bright flash of light.
And
That's
that
a
is
great idea.
influence for the fireworks.
Okay.
Although it sounds to me like you guys are actually kind of setting up for the final scene, right? You're not actually going to do legwork during the?
I'm confused.
Wait,
So this
yeah, I
next
feel like-
segment is our final scene, or this
No.
next thing is
Sorry.
our legwork?
Yeah, I was
So
also
here's the
confused.
thing: you have 1 day left, right? It's the night of the first day where you're back planning
Okay.
what you're planning to do.
I see.
Because the first planning section was free.
That's right.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, your first planning segment was that same night that Tommy Fang gave you the job.
Right.
I
Okay.
see.
Okay.
Then you went and did a legwork segment during the next day.
So that
Okay.
was a 1.
It is now the night of that day. You
Okay.
have
So we
24
plan-
hours from now to finish this off. So you have the daytime, and you have to finish it by the nighttime.
Okay.
okay.
So
So
we
you
will
have the
nighttime.
daytime to do a legwork segment, but you're not going to get a planning segment in before you have to, make your move on the
Okay.
place.
So it's essentially 2 legworks.
You're basically doing legwork back
Okay.
to back.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Cool.
Then
Oh.
yeah,
So-
maybe going back to Carlos and asking him about if Idris has stopped by, might
Well, what if we try to get him during the day as well,
get Idris during the day.
while you're doing the Carlos thing?
Yeah. So if you're talking to Carlos,
Yeah.
Then and if you're planning to dress up as Betsy, and in order to draw Idris out,
Yeah.
Then what would you be getting from Carlos?
No, I don't.
Poppy for the night. If in case we don't get him during the day, I assume that's what you're doing.
No, I was
Oh.
gonna. Yeah, I guess I don't need. I was gonna just ask him if Idris has stopped by, but are we assuming Carlo has like a poppy den behind? Yeah, let's just assume that he is.
could,
That's
yeah.
his front. Is that there's a
And
drug.
that Idris goes there.
Yeah, a drug living room.
If he's like a real drug addict, then he's gonna wake up in that poppy den and go to work.
But we could also wait until he gets off work and follow him to the poppy den.
Yep.
We could do that too.
Let's do
Yeah,
that.
the main thing isn't him. The main thing isn't
But
Idris.
at
The main
that
thing
point,
is
you're out of time, right?
Then we're at our final scene.
Because if you're going to wait for him to get off of work, you're going to wait through the whole daytime segment tomorrow, and then jump him at the start of the nighttime segment.
Okay.
Right.
So like, okay.
I mean, we try to. Get
I
him
mean,
during the day.
you know what we could do during the day is find a way into the place.
Yeah, that door
Yeah.
needs.
Yeah, we could do
door's
that.
hiding
I still think the idea of drawing him out is great because then you could speak to him, see if you could get more information about maybe where the almanac is being kept. Just say in the duties of record keeping for the office.
Right. Right.
Yeah, maybe you and your goons can still set off the fireworks to distract him while he's like talking to her. Like, what's happening?
I
out
think
there?
that might best be saved for when we attempt to go inside. That seems like a good distraction for.
Well, if
for
you're having the same time during the day.
I think.
No, during-
No, right. He's okay.
nighttime would be when we'd set off the
We're
fireworks.
gonna go get Idris,
Oh.
find out where to get the almanac and where to go in, and then go in and get it
at
as
night.
our final one.
So today she's going to pull out Idris and attempt to get information from him. So what would the rest of us be doing before we attempt to go in tonight under cover of fireworks?
But what if that fails? Is all I'm asking.
It won't.
What if we spent some of the day trying to lessen the Blooded's crew?
Oh, that's a great idea. Draw them out with something. I could actually help with that. We could put on an impromptu play and spread word of it. If anyone knows what the Blooded are into,
I'm gonna guess tragedies.
ooh, and violence. They like that.
Political drama.
Yes, they like it when people of their family get promoted.
All right. So what I will do is I will spend the day promoting this new endeavor and getting it set up to be performed at night in order to draw members of his guard away to watch said theatrical
So
extravaganza.
when we break in at night,
there will be less of them,
okay.
and the rest will hopefully be distracted by fireworks.
Okay.
Razzle dazzle.
The old razzle dazzle. So what should I do during the day? Is there someone I can take out? That's what I'm good at.
If you could take out Jaeger, that would be great.
I mean, I could try. You have to tell me what he looks like.
You and I could
I could tell you in great detail.
Oh, because you're an assassin.
Yeah. Or I can distract people with a funeral procession that goes throughout a district, essentially.
I think trying to assassinate Jaeger would be a good move.
I can obtain a corpse that looks roughly like someone I want it to, like Jaeger. But you'd have to describe him really well to me.
Why do we need a corpse?
We could put it outside, and all the goons are like, "Wait, our boss is dead."
I think killing him might be more effective.
Well, of course, but I have to get through all those guys.
When your boss dies, does his corpse just show up up front?
I guess we're fired.
You know
I'm
what?
just asking
fell off the
questions.
roof.
I think if Jaeger does come out and watches the play, then I might.
Oh, he
check
probably
it.
won't. He doesn't seem like he enjoys things like that.
All right.
What if he does? Wait, are we supposed to kill Jaeger?
I'm gonna hang with you at the play and try to pick someone's pocket. See if there is a key or something.
Are we
I
supposed to
can
kill
get.
Jaeger?
We're not forbidden from doing it.
No.
But that wasn't part of the. Okay.
No.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna hang back with you, watch the play, see if there's.
Maybe I should just try to kill the Scrivener while she's distracting him. She's probably gonna go inside.
We might need him.
We might need his information about where the almanac.
What if you can you kidnap him? Do you have skills for kidnapping?
I mean, I could tail someone, conceal an object, goad someone, gossip with commoners, lie. But no, not really. I mean, I could. It'd be just 50-50.
So Teline is going to, Fantina is going to
Yeah.
track down Idris and shake him down for some information. You're going to spread news of some sort of theatrical event.
I'm going to
that's
promote a
happening.
one-night only violence and body humor BAWDY performance that will be happening nearby the tannery in order to attempt to draw out. And I'll have to spend an influence to do that because I can stage a performance of a play as a cover for activities or as a distraction.
Okay, but that'll be when we actually get to that segment. And Maggie, what's your?
So you're not
intention
doing
here?
the actual play during the day. You're promoting it during the day.
Right. We're going to try and draw them out at night.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to infiltrate during the day. Sorry.
Oh,
Because
that's good.
I did
Yeah,
see what
yeah.
they look like, so I'm gonna try to dress up as them, be one of them. So I'll be
That
ready
makes
at
sense to
nighttime.
me.
Okay, and your intention is to do what? You're going to just sneak into the tannery, or?
Dress up as one of them and sneak in, hopefully blend in until it's time for the nighttime segment.
So you're going to go inside and hide.
Yeah,
All right.
essentially.
And I guess then what I'll do is follow my sewer idea and see if there's a way I can map out an escape route if we have to underground.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Okay. All right.
And I still want to
Very
make a flashbang.
Yeah.
That you can absolutely do. You will not have another planning segment to make
Right.
anything else.
Right.
So that is the one thing that you'll be able to create. So yeah, anything else that you can invoke during a planning segment, this is your last chance to do so.
Oh, I do.
Here's the thing. Should I use my influence for the fireworks? Or since you've got the thing?
No, I think we need both because they're not all going to come to
Okay.
the play.
He's very distracted.
Maybe the fireworks could be for the play.
Or I was saying the other thing I can do is get a gun. I don't have a gun, but I could get one.
But you could get one with your influence?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we gotta make sure, we still have all this heat that he hasn't used yet, so.
I'm about to get 4 more when the day
Gun's not a bad idea, but then we don't have
Yeah.
fireworks.
Yeah, I would say the fireworks are more important.
Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Also, I have to let you know how that alchemical item might be dangerous. So,
Yes.
flashbangs are highly volatile, and there's a small chance it could go off in my bag and interact very negatively with the alchemist fire flask that's in there.
Oh boy, you're a
Well, have you
walking bomb.
replaced your alchemist fire? Because that was taken.
I had 2.
You had 2.
So now I have
there's
one
still
more.
one.
You're a walking bomb.
That's terrific.
Yeah, dude.
All right, very good. Our planning segment is over. It is daylight.
Guys, I'm legitimately scared about this plan.
I know.
Pretty good about this
Oh,
It is
Yesterday's
daytime
plan.
of the second day. I am sitting on 14 heat.
Oh, that's
Oh.
good.
That's a little tickly. Very good. All right, so who would like to do their legwork segment first?
I'll go first since I went last.
do it.
time.
All right, very
All right.
good. So you're going alone to map out the sewer system underneath the Southton
That's right.
Tannery District? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Do it faster with
Or
your
you bring in your
wounds,
crew.
though.
No, I'm gonna save my crew for the evening.
What skill do you believe applies to that?
Okay, I don't have anything like this. Most of my stuff is like intimidating or doing something to a person. So
Okay.
this is just scouting. This is just
So
seeing if
you're
I
looking
can.
at 50%.
Yep,
Alright, 50%.
I like those odds.
Do it.
Let's just roll that straight up and see what happens.
5.
50.
No, it's
No, just five.
05.
Yeah.
All right.
500.
Very good. So you do actually follow like I said, there's this old canal offshoot that feeds wastewater in, but you finally do locate the subterranean sewer system that feeds the water out. And you can tell by the smell of lye and the amount of hair floating in this thing that this is clearly a discharge from the tannery. And furthermore, it's from deep in the tannery catacombs. So it doesn't look like it's very well used. The water is rather caustic because of all of the chemicals and stuff that are used to treat the carcasses and to boil the leather. But if you need to make a quick escape that would not be noticed by anyone on the surface, this would be a good escape route. So
Nice.
So like she knows where in the tannery.
where it connects in the tannery,
Yeah.
she finds a passageway that that
Okay.
actually goes into the tannery.
So like from
And-
inside the tannery, she's like, this is where we go.
probably, yeah.
Probably. I like
feel-
those odds.
I
Okay.
feel really good about it.
Very good.
Nice.
All right, who would like to go next?
I'll go next.
All right. Hey, what are you doing hanging out in the Southton Commoners District? Oh, are you giving me 2 more heat?
Yep.
Thank you for being conspicuous.
You're welcome.
Disguised you.
Oh, very good.
I can't be disguised.
All right.
I can't turn this off.
I should really start looking at what I can do with 16 heat.
Yeah,
Oh.
holy cow.
Wow, that's interesting. All right.
Meteor strike.
So you are trying to spread the word of a special street performance that will be happening later this evening.
Yes.
I would like to know what methods you use to go about spreading that word, and I want to hear the folks at home want to hear the pitch for this.
Members of my troupe are tumblers and jugglers and performers of all kinds. So we set up shop on the corner of the busy common square, and they begin doing their various acts while I shout out, "Come one, come all! This very evening, for one night only, the reckless abandoneers, that's us, will be performing a spectacle of a play filled with violence and death and humor of the lowest of lowbrow sort. Nothing will go over your head tonight. And the name of the play is Gerald's Most Distressing Afternoon. Never before premiered, will never be seen again. One night only, this night, nearby in fact.
Do you just have big bandages on both hands?
Yeah, there's just big wads of brightly colored purple substance that I've kind of wound around just to keep my fingers there. But the wrong one is on each hand because it's hard to do.
I'm going to give you influence for this brash idea, and then I'm going to have you roll with 2 challenge dice against you. What are you using? What skill do you believe applies here?
I don't have a skill for this.
You don't have a skill for this.
No, but I would like to. This is pulling from my background as a mummer and my lifetime of service in the theater. I'm no stranger to promotion, so I would like to spend an influence to succeed at this role without having to roll for it.
Yeah.
I will allow that. You still have to roll the challenge.
I'll
dice.
take it.
Very good.
Shit.
All right, that's an interesting outcome.
Par for the course.
Oh my gosh. Are you gonna make it through this game?
I have 8 more. It's fine.
Guy just walks by and cuts off another finger.
I hate this neighborhood.
All right. So, you give this rousing speech about Gerald's disturbing afternoon.
Disastrous afternoon.
Disastrous afternoon. And there's a small cluster of tannery workers who all, are either on their way someplace or coming out of the place. They all kind of cluster up and are standing there. And oh, that sounds pretty good. What is it? What do you think? And they're like, oh yeah, that sounds like something I'd want to watch. And then you hear one of them just kind of get cuffed on the back of the head, and then he says, and you see Jaeger standing in the middle of the crowd going, You're not watching nothing, buddy. What, matey? And you just hear the slow clap of bravo, encore, encore. Why don't you read us a bit from a book?
Book threats.
This is just an announcement. Reading from a book would be like a staged reading.
Count to 10.
Run like.
Like this. 1, 2, 3.
Sir, I assure you, you can see things like that, people counting and more tonight at the performance. If that's what you're interested in, look at this guy, everyone. He wants to see counting. What a weirdo, right? Let's all point and laugh at him.
Got it. Performance tonight.
That's correct.
You can count on it.
Wow, Jesus. You're gonna die.
It's okay. It's all for this one job.
Very good.
It's worth dying for.
I feel like that brings that scene to a conclusion, or that piece of legwork. Fantina or Octavius, who would like to go next? Okay. Yours, legwork seems pretty, you're just trying to hide yourself,
Just get
right?
back in there. Yeah.
Are you activating the alchemical reaction on the door or not?
I should probably wait for you guys. I mean, there's nobody there, though. So if I go inside and take a peek. But if they see the door's down, that's going to cause an alarm.
I mean, that's definitely true, is that alchemical reaction on the door is a one-time use, right?
Right. And
I forgot to rebuild the
Well,
door.
here's the thing. If they went through it at all in between the time you put on the...
No, it's just more brittle. Like, so, I mean,
Oh,
it's still
okay.
going to
So
work
they
like a
still
door
got-
and
oh,
everything,
okay.
but now force applied to it
Okay.
will have a much
so
stronger effect
I'll
than
have
it
to make
should.
noise then.
I honestly, like, my personal interpretation of how this thing worked was more sort of like an invisible coating of, like, C4 that you'd have to kind of, like, activate it and it would, like, melt.
Sure,
kind of a
yeah,
hole
it's
around
that.
or
It's
whatever.
thermite.
Right.
It's
yeah,
that,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's what it
It's
is.
not going to, like, blow up, but it's like you activate it, it makes it brittle, and then you can just punch it out.
Okay.
I think I should wait for you guys for that.
Yeah.
Right?
So your job...
So I basically want to sneak in. I want to make a disguise to look like one of them and sneak in.
Yep.
And blend in until my crew arrives.
All right, very good, very good. You have observed this place in major amounts of detail. So why don't you, I'll give you 2 advantage dice for making your
Disguise.
disguise.
Okie dokie.
Let me take those out.
And that's an 80%. I'm pretty good at it. 57 with 1 advantage.
Nice.
Okay.
Good job.
Very
Nice.
good. So yeah, you have no problem disguising yourself as one of the workers, and
Maybe I can talk up that plague.
so
Right?
so give me a stealth check to kind of find your hidey hole where you want to
Okay.
hole up. So here's the thing. You know the place fairly well. I'm going to give you an advantage die for that. However, the place is severely on notice. I've got to give you... well, you're just trying to hide, right? No, I got to give you 3 against. I'm sorry.
3
challenge.
against.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. I will give you 1 more advantage die because of the boon that you got on the last thing. So
Yeah.
you're very well disguised.
Okay.
And you know the layout of this place very well because you've been through the whole thing. So that's
Right.
all good. But the place is on high alert, so 3 against for that.
Okay. Fair enough. So, oof.
And your sneaking is how much?
90.
90? So
Yeah.
very good. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
71.
71 with
And a
1
boom.
advantage.
Wow.
Yes!
One boom.
Yeah.
Very good.
Really
very
good on that
very
roll.
good.
Damn, Batman.
Okay. So here's the way that the boon plays out. You actually manage to find a set of vats and crates and whatnot where you can kind of squeeze in between a couple of them, right?
Okay.
And you kind of like hang out and be comfortable. You're relatively sure that you're going to be unseen, not be discovered. But the big advantage to this whole situation is you have an eye on Jaeger Blackknife's office, right? So you can tell when he comes and goes.
That is great. Awesome.
So that's the big advantage that you get out of that.
Eagle has landed.
Yeah.
He
so
whispered
that's-
to himself behind the vats.
All right. So Fatina de Ver.
Fatina de Ver.
You are going
I have
to
disguised myself as Betsy,
Betsy,
who was Delilah Yellowfeather's
secretary.
secretary, and I had,
Don't you got to roll for that?
no, chameleon is my thing.
Oh, yeah.
I have everything I need to impersonate her.
You have to spend
perfectly.
influence to make that happen?
Nope.
or-
It says during a planning scene, you can describe and assume
Oh,
a
yeah.
different identity.
Okay, great. Yeah. So you
One
did
that
I
I
that
did
during
it
your
during the
scene.
planning scene.
That's true.
I remember you doing that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Very good.
When we were
very
talking,
good.
she was putting on glasses.
So you'll never believe this from what you know of Fantina, but she is now, through the miracle of costume and makeup, a hunched up old lady with a beaky nose and a ledger and glasses,
Okay.
and she walks like this, not really fast. I can't remember what voice you did for her, but I'm gonna imagine it was like this.
That was it,
Sure,
exactly.
yeah.
That's
Dead on.
100% on.
And I'm gonna walk up like this to the front door of the tannery, and I'm going to knock politely.
Oh, okay.
That's a guitar, please.
That's bold.
It's a great approach.
And the door slides back.
You're gonna
and
like the
you
way this
see,
goes.
You know, three blooded, minions there.
Yes, I'm here to see Edris. Edris is, he's working here now. I need to get him to sign some forms. It's a crucial, very timely matter. I need to see him immediately. I know that he's supposed to report here. He has reported here, hasn't he?
So give me, are you trying to convince them? Is that what you're trying to do?
I'm trying to lie to them.
What skill do you believe? All right, so you're trying to...
I can go either way, convince someone or lie to them.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, let's do lie. That seems like the most appropriate thing. And so that's 3 against, and I'm going to give you 2 for because this plan is so bold.
So bold.
So that's a 3,
And it canceled out.
and I canceled out.
And you canceled everything out.
Yeah, I have an
yeah.
80% to convince somebody.
All right. And what time of the day are you going in to talk to these guys?
It's like 8:30.
8:30.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know what time they get started.
And one of them says, "Where is Idris?" "Oh, well, he's downstairs where he's supposed to be." "Oh, yeah. You need him for
I need him to
You
sign
sign some
to
paperwork?
sign some forms. You can send him out to me. You can send me down to him. However it goes, we just need to be together so he can sign some forms.
No, I'll go down and get him and bring him up here."
Wonderful, thank you. I appreciate it.
So he disappears for probably 15, 20 minutes. One of these guys are like, well, sorry, miss. We ain't got many clean chairs around here, but this is the best I could do.
I appreciate it, young man. I'm sure your mother's very proud of you.
There's a little blood on each hand rest.
I see.
As you look around, you notice that there's a flask of alchemist fire strapped underneath the seat.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, about 20 minutes later, Idris walks up and he says, Miss Hightower, I'm. There's
You
some
weren't
paperwork?
expecting me. I have some paperwork I need you to sign.
Very good.
It's
Okay.
just, you probably want to read it before you sign, so this will take just a minute. If you come over here, I just need a place. I'll use this chair for you to bear down on.
All right. Well, you're in the office of the tannery there.
Yeah.
Then,
Are there people in here with us?
There's guys milling around, kind of watching this whole thing happen.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
So when he comes, I'm going to get him to come close,
And
I'm looking at these papers, and then I'm going to whisper to him something convincing.
Ooh.
I want to hear it.
Hang on.
Wait, did you not get the blackmail on him?
No, I have the blackmail on him. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna be like,
She's winding up to it.
so, You've been spending a lot of time in the puppy dens, have you not? I think your family would be very disappointed to know where you've been and what you've been doing. No, say nothing. I'm just here to tell you what your options are. You're working on a special project now. I need to know everything about it. You need to say it to me now, in a low voice, or else your life will be over as you know it.
Okay, very good. What skill do you think is applicable here?
Well, I'm guessing this is convince somebody. And because he is a minor noble, I get 2 advantage dice
Okay.
for interacting with him verbally.
All right. So that works. You still got the 3 challenge dice against you because the blooded workmen or the blooded lieutenants here, whatever you want to call it, the regular murdery dudes. I have the potential to like see his reaction. So go ahead and roll.
Nice.
Sweet.
I'm killing it.
All right,
So
very good.
36.
So 36 and a boon, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Very
Wow.
good.
Really good
Very
roll.
different
Shut
experience.
it. Yeah, guys, I get it.
In the
You're supposed to
pattern.
roll well.
Weird.
It's
So-
almost like a welcoming place if you think about it, with Gaurav and Teline.
I could live here.
So
Seem like nice guys.
you see just like a little dot of sweat kind of like form on his forehead, and he says, well, this place, as you know, is run by the blooded, and
I'm aware of that.
they have recently found a ledger that has some alchemical formulas
What
in
does it look like?
Well, it's a small red leather ledger with certain markings from the Red Lotus Society, and
And now you'll sign here. Where do they keep it?
downstairs in a very locked room inside of a keeper's chest.
Wonderful. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to sign here. Don't sign too quickly. You'll want to read this. This one is liability. What you're going to do is you're going to go back to work as though nothing has happened. And you're going to leave this red leather ledger out when you're done in the center of the room. You're going to leave here tonight or you're never going to return. You're going to leave the city and go start a new life somewhere else. Or you'll die. Sign here. Also, this, and you can initial here. Right, here's some initials for you.
All right, give me one more convince check, and with the same dice, because you've directly threatened his life, and he's trying to take this
I'm
in.
not. Okay.
You've told him he needs to leave the city.
Right, but in metagaming, like it's because if he stays here, the cartel, the other, like we're ordered to kill him. So I'm not trying. Like I'm not threat. I don't mean this to be a threat. I mean this to be like.
I understand.
Here's some good advice.
I understand in the terms of the mission you're saving.
Dear God. I'm gonna use some luck.
You can use
Alright.
10.
I know. That's all I needed.
97.
Okay.
No,
And-
damn it.
Huh?
What?
That doesn't make it. Because I'm using convince someone, right?
Yeah. What's your convince?
Oh.
It's 80.
80.
Oh, and you can't use any more luck than 10.
You can
Right.
only use 10.
Oh no.
And I got one threat.
Oh, and you got a third? Oh, you-
Yeah.
You get one drawback.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, everything's coming up, Jordan.
Don't know that I'm comfortable
Jordan
with that
is now
phraseology.
code
but-
for awful.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
I don't convince. Okay. What happens?
No. He says, well, Miss Hightower, you drove a very hard bargain, but I shall do as you say. But I must warn you that Mr. Blackknife is a very formidable taskmaster.
I understand this. You leave that to me. Just do your job. No
Okay.
worries.
And he kind of, does a perfunctory like signature and kind of straightens up and leaves the office.
Thank you very much for your time, sir. Thank you, gentlemen. And if any of you are literate, we're always looking for more scriveners. Have a good day.
Oh, I make my living with my hands, not with a pencil.
Well,
They're not mutually exclusive.
always night school, young man, if you'd like to better yourself and have a career that doesn't waste your body away. Goodbye.
Should have been this character. I love this character.
All right, very good. I believe we have resolved everyone's legwork to some satisfaction, some
I
dissatisfaction.
legitimately felt stressed out with that.
Yeah,
That legitimately scared me.
you did great.
All right, so the sun goes down, the tannery begins to close up, and we go into our final scene.
I feel like that threat, though, is hanging out there.
It's nighttime now. I get 4 more heat. That is
Oh, Sachi.
4.
So we don't have a planning session now.
No,
we just
you
have
do
to.
not.
We just start
So
doing.
we're
go
going
into
to start doing it. I
The
have,
plan.
I have 20 heat here, which is nice. All right.
No.
So very good. I mean, you don't get to do full-on planning.
Yeah.
You're going to start a street performance.
I'm going to spend this influence to get Gerald's disastrous afternoon up and running.
Okay, very good.
Distressed.
All right.
Disastrous.
I think it's I don't remember.
Distressing.
And so, can you read the power for me so I just understand?
I
the
am
implication?
convincing a performing troupe from my cartel to act as a distraction for a scene.
Okay, very good, very good. And Amy, what would you like to do?
I'm going to spend my influence as well, and I'm going to give a rousing speech to my crew and convince them to set off fireworks to cover some noise,
Okay.
causing further distraction.
All right, very good. Fantina, it has not really been decided what you
Right.
intend
I'm
to
gonna
do.
quickly change disguises to Charwoman, and then I'm gonna.
Charizard?
No, Charwoman.
Charwoman.
It's Charizard's Mega Evolution.
Charwoman's like a cleaning lady. Like low-born cleaning lady type person, and
Much
then I'm
like
just gonna like.
Plague Man.
I'm just gonna sweep.
Plague
Bum.
I'm gonna sweep around the performance.
I haven't
Wait, are
been
you
a
at
plague
your
bum.
performance?
I am not at the
Take a look
performance.
at my.
Oh.
Okay, you're not
No,
at the performance.
I convince those guys to do the
it.
performance
Okay.
to distract. I am going in because I have the flashbang that I think we might
Okay,
need.
so you're going to try and sneak in.
Yeah, I'm going. I thought we were using the fireworks as cover for our entrance
Yes.
in, where we
Okay.
will rendezvous, which is
So
a heist
Are
word.
all 3 of you going to try and like sneak in through whatever entrance he identified?
Well, I guess
as-
I'm gonna meet you there.
You're already
already
there.
there.
Well, I'm inside, but
Right.
I gotta meet you at the entrance to say this is the entrance.
The locked door, yeah.
Oh, at that door.
Well, not to the locked door, but to the outside, so I can say, "Come in." Now follow me to the locked door.
Is
I
it?
see.
Are they? Do they have a night shift in this tannery, or a lot
Not
of
for
workers gone
long. A
home?
bang,
Well,
bang,
and I-
pop, pop.
With 20 heat.
I also assume we're trying to use the same entrance that you did initially,
Yes.
which was to go
Yep.
up through the alleyway.
Yeah, you
And
go
then-
through the alley, and there's an entrance that nobody's there.
Yeah, so we're not going in through the front
Okay.
door
No.
asking for a tour.
Okay.
I knock on the door.
So the 3 of you are going in, and you're going to meet them
I'm
at
gonna
the
meet
side
them and
entrance.
be like, Psst.
Okay. All right. Great.
Yeah.
So let's get our final scene underway. You have provided your distractions.
I
the
feel
2
like-
of you.
I feel like Idris ratted us out.
So your
I think he was noticeably distressed.
so your fireworks are going to go off sometime after the
Play starts.
The play has started. Okay, very good. So you guys show up at Southton Tannery, and there is why don't you just give me a straight up 50-50 roll for how well your friend's performance is going?
So
God
bad.
damn it.
So bad.
Yeah.
So it's not many people will say, hey guys, let's go meet in front of the tannery and watch the show called Gerald's Disastrous Afternoon.
Yeah.
I just heard about it this afternoon, and one of the local mob bosses paid a lot of attention to it. So there's not a big crowd out
no.
there for that. Why don't you give me a percentile dice roll to see how your firecracker.
My take from
distraction
promoting
goes
this
off.
is not going to be good.
Okay,
14.
14.
That's good.
14. Yeah. So that goes off.
The fireworks
and
work better.
You do manage to draw like there's a heavy patrol of blooded minions who are kind of stalking around the perimeter of the tannery, and you manage to draw them off by the fireworks going off. Right.
You guys, blowing shit up is easy to do, okay? Putting on a full-fledged theatrical production
Yes,
with
yes.
a day's notice is very difficult.
So
Having people
what
be
you actually
interested.
hear is you hear like one guy go, "Hey Marty, I think they shot them fucking moms. Let's go look."
Hey, though together we did it.
Don't touch me.
All right, so who among the three of you has the worst sneak?
Oh,
Well, I don't have
I don't
sneak,
have
so probably me.
All right, so which one of you wants to roll your 50%? Actually, I'm
Oh,
going
yeah.
to make
Also, I
Thurman.
don't
I'm
have
going to
it.
make Thurman do
Oh,
it
of
because
course.
Yeah,
he's
because-
always got-
Fine.
because he's the worst.
I put on my sneaking jacket.
Put on your sneaking jacket. Now, I gotta
very bright.
give you guys 2 challenge dice against.
Okay.
Am I giving you any advantage dice? No, because the weird play sort of was offset by the weird fireworks going off. So you're looking at 50%, and you got 2 challenge dice against you.
I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about this
We
roll.
can't use the influence to pass?
No, he's still gonna. No, probably not.
No, I don't think so.
Not in this case?
you
I don't
have
think he's
to
gonna-
sneak into this.
I just do it after all the shit I've rolled. I just do this one.
I just do it.
Is that not
It's
convincing
gonna work.
enough?
You did it! You didn't.
God,
You did it!
you and those challenge dice are
I love him.
insane.
He loves them.
Hey, you guys get advantage dice. I don't think I've had any.
All right. Very good. So, you guys do manage to sneak in, right?
With the
Always
aid of my
collecting
rousing
crap.
sneaking song.
Yeah.
Don't sing and sneak. I just want to make a very important point, which
Yeah.
is this is a big space, and while I'm sticking with them, I'm leaving some space between us so for plausible deniability when he gets caught.
You're sweeping and going, char woman, char. Char woman.
All right. So I think the easy way. Is there an easy way to do this?
We win.
That is the easy way. Nice work. Let's throw ourselves a parade.
All right. So here's the thing. Oh, do I have a feeling about this? I do have a bunch of different feelings about this.
Oh.
The thing is, you made your roll, so you do sneak in, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Here's what happens from down below as you sneak out from the thing. Like you noticed that like earlier in the afternoon, you saw Jaeger go down, go past you, and you assumed he's been gone so long that he is not like he's down in the workshop doing whatever, right? As you guys are sneaking in, you hear like a low, muffled kind of like ka-boom
Oh shit.
kind of noise coming from down.
Oh, is he
Downstairs.
practicing?
Just testing it out.
All right, so you meet them at the side door.
Over here, you mooks.
I will warn you that you're probably gonna have to make another sneak check to get down to the door downstairs because the complex is on high alert and it seems like there's a lot of patrols going back and forth, especially because of the weird performance out front and
Not in
the
front of the tannery.
temporary
Weird
advantage.
performance, and you can use that as a quote.
Yeah. The
Put it on your
temporary
next
advantage of the
Yeah.
firecrackers going off has been somewhat diminished.
Many nearby business people described it as weird.
So the group to sneak downstairs has a 50% chance. If you want to roll it, that's fine. But as a group,
Oh,
Do it.
you got to go with the 2 of them. Well, 3 of you don't even have sneak, right?
Right.
I can roll it.
They're anything else.
Don't let him roll
No.
anything. Don't let him roll.
I just
If-
succeeded.
I will give you. I got to give you 2 challenge dice against for sure.
okay.
I would like to
I'm
spend an
disguised.
influence to give him 2 advantage dice
Oh.
to this sneak roll.
Very good.
Oh,
You can do
nice.
that. You're
Okay.
together in the same team.
What Can I don't think I'm going to use my influence this game, so
Well,
I'd like to.
I have a
What?
coordinate, so if somebody helps another player, you used it to get 2, but mine adds another. Mine add 2 advantage instead of 1, so maybe another advantage.
I think that's.
What?
When a member of my crew helps another with a task while I'm in the scene and able to communicate with them, add 2 advantage to the roll for helping instead of 1. So yours adds 2 instead of 1, but I'm thinking maybe I could add
see.
another one. Because I'm able to find your strengths, which is obviously the sneaking jacket. All right, team, he's got a sneaking jacket on.
All right, I'm not 100% sure that's the way it works, but I'll roll with it for now. So you get one more advantage die.
Can I use my influence to have any sort of advantage to say that I can maybe teach them to sneak a little better?
No. I mean,
No?
the most
Tippy toe?
the most you
I
could do would be
see.
to get one more advantage die out of it, and I don't see
No.
how that's
Yeah,
gonna, it's
that's
not
not
going to
gonna
raise. It doesn't raise your percentage chance to do anything.
Right.
I
You guys are
pride
gonna have to
myself on
burn
being
luck
unteachable.
If you decide to, if you botch this.
All
You only
right.
burn 20 points of luck. So.
And my loud
That's true.
confidence is really hard to deny.
Plus, look, I can do a magic trick now.
We're sneaking. I'm sweeping.
That was a funny magic trick.
Char.
Fuck you!
What in the
I got a boon!
Fuck off.
what is your
All right.
It doesn't matter.
dang it.
It's
That's
50.
right.
Failed with a boon.
How do we not have sneaking?
All right.
I
so
do, but he said it doesn't count.
It's for the
all
group.
of us.
Because we don't have
Because
sneaking.
all of
Right.
us. So,
So glad I separated
Solo.
out from you guys.
Batman works alone.
The important thing is I have
So
no
here's the
fighting
thing. You
skills.
do sneak down the stairs to the, heavily fortified door.
Okay.
Right? You get there. You set off
Nope,
your
sounds wrong.
little, crackly, brittle making, burning acid thing or whatever.
This is bad.
Salve.
That's what I
That
call
works.
it.
You very carefully kind of like punch against the door and it creaks a little bit and then woof, falls open. And you are greeted with a cake.
Cthulhu.
Yikes.
I saw percentile dice and I was like, no.
All right, where is this?
Look, honestly, I screwed up my roll, so it just went
You
total
are
mess.
greeted by
Army.
a wolf-sized dog that has jet black fur, eyes that glow green and emit wisps of smoke, and jagged teeth that seem to be made of stone.
What?
It sniffs the
Science
air,
dog.
gives an unearthly growl, and then howls a bell of alarm.
Looks like I get to use that run like hell.
And then it leaps forward and attacks the group of you. So it is going to, I'm going to assume you are in the front.
Sure.
So it is going to, where's my stats for my vicious beast? Vicious beasts. I like that. Is it in here?
It's a good band name.
Vicious beast.
Vicious Beasts.
Where are the stats? Where are the stats? Oh, right here. Great.
I have 0 fighting skills.
So it is going to attack Octavius, who stands at the front.
Come and get it.
45. He bites you and does 30 points of physical damage.
Wait, how does that work?
Did,
So
points
you
or
burn
luck.
30 points of luck off of your character.
Oh, luck.
please.
I see.
All right, so you
at
guys,
70.
you guys can counterattack if you so choose.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Who would like to go? I think we better give Octavius the first crack at this thing since he's up front and the rest of you are sort of stacked up on the stairs behind him.
it's only fair.
5 knives. I assume I can use a knife in each hand?
You have 5 hands?
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
but-
it's...
Just
yeah,
like on my fingers.
I don't know that you can really make multiple
Burn.
attacks,
Sick burn.
but sure.
Because the hand crossbrow does more damage, but I mean, I'd use that every time if it was 30 damage. You know?
Right.
Is this a minion?
Here's the thing. It's not a minion.
Not a
Definitely
minion.
not a
Okay,
minion.
cool.
I will let you pull your hand crossbow and fire it at him, but you're going to incur 1 challenge die because you're kind of like quick quick drawing.
Okay, so the knife wouldn't do that.
The knife would not do that. You
Okay.
can draw your knife and attack and keep attacking.
I'll do that. I'll knife then.
Okay, very good.
Knifing around. So this is just straight percentile dice?
Yeah, straight percentile dice. If
And I'm
you have
stab someone.
Stab someone is
80%.
perfect. Now it is grabbed on, like you kind of like raised your arm and it is locked onto your arm and is not letting go. So you're kind of like
So I have a good
stabbing
yeah,
with your
in
other
the
hand.
face. Yeah.
But it is definitely
Whoa.
51.
51.
So I have 80, which
Uh-huh.
means I do. What is that? I do the difference essentially.
No, you add what does your knife do?
80.
No,
Well,
no,
it's
no. What is,
80%.
no. 80% means you hit.
Oh, 10.
So you do 61 points of damage.
Oh.
All right. So
Sweet.
the good news is
He dies.
that it you burn through a bunch of its luck, and it looks like it's going to take a wound. So
Oh, cool.
that's one thing. All right. Who wants to try and step up?
I wanna
to
punch
this
it in
thing
the face.
next. All right. Very good.
I want to step back.
I want to brawl with someone.
29.
29, and my brass knuckles is plus 10, so 39.
Nice.
39. It takes another wound.
That you
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Kicking butt.
So the two of
Brass
you are
knuckles.
sort of in the doorway. I feel like it's going to be tough for you guys to step up and attack this thing, right? You're behind him in the door.
Yeah, that's why. It's because they're in the way.
Yeah.
That's
Is
the
there
southern-
You'll never hit
a
it.
slightly heavy nearby object I could throw?
Me?
Well, you know, the door has cracked into the chamber beyond, but I feel like the two of them are standing on it right now.
It is a tannery. There's got to be like.
Literally the only even
You would have to go
tangentially
back
combat
up.
skill I
You'd
have.
have to go back up the stairs to get something that you can throw.
No, don't.
I think I won't.
Yeah, the dog's yowls of pain are definitely echoing throughout the catacombs
Yeah.
down here.
Yeah.
What if you run like hell inside?
Towards the dog?
Well, past the dog.
Nah. Nah.
All right.
All right.
Anything else you would like to do?
I mean, unless there's something nearby that needs to be appraised, I think I can safely
So,
skip.
so the only thing that you could otherwise consider would be you specifically prepped that flashbang to bring along.
Yes, but
So
You have alchemist
Yay,
fire.
King Enigma, 620.
oh, thank you for the follow.
Nice.
Thank
You also have a smoke bomb, right?
I do, but I feel like
Could you
any
smoke
of
bomb the doggy?
I feel like that's gonna impact us as much as the
Yeah.
dog. And alchemist fire is probably gonna. This is a small space, and I don't want to do that. So
Yeah, but if you throw it down there, you will burn the book, for sure.
me, like just past him.
Well, we need to see the book first, because I kind of suspect that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just.
Idris-
I really
Idris
think I need to save my
ratted us out.
my stuff.
All right,
Be on the ready.
cool.
all right, so you're just kind of hanging back and getting ready.
Yeah,
to see what's
I'm one of
gonna
those
happen.
guys in the background going
All
like
right,
this.
Fantina, what would you like to do?
Okay, I have two questions.
Yes.
One, while my character, like, the Vespers are big into poisons,
Yes.
but, like, do I have poison? It doesn't, like, my equipment is freaking marked cards and loaded dice. Do I have
See if the
poison?
dog's a gambling man.
I would assume you'd have to procure that during a prep segment,
Okay.
planning segment.
Second
Yeah.
idea. I am college educated. I took a course on animal behaviorism. And in that course, I learned all about giant dogs and how they work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
You play your mouth harp.
music soothes the savage beast.
Yes.
I use my understanding of dog psychology to
Play an inaudible tune to humans, but
to I know how you have to be bigger and tougher than the dog and dominate it and like smack it on the nose with your broom,
Okay.
and then it like submits.
So what are you doing?
She went to college.
To college.
oh my god.
I know
Sounds
things
like
from
you went to
college.
veterinary school.
Yeah.
Whispering the dog.
I'm using my knowledge from college.
Using your knowledge to dog the dog.
I'm using my knowledge from college to train the dog.
Yes, it is a dog.
The animal. Wolf thing.
There's a couple things. First of all, you're engaged in combat, so it's going to be very difficult to actually teach the dog.
No, I'm not like training him to do anything. But like, you know how the dog whisperer shows up at people's houses and their dog is like so bad, and then he like walks in and the dog immediately, because he's got the calm energy.
And he goes like,
And he goes, and the dog just like, oh, I'll do what you say. That's what I'm doing. I'm just like, dogs or creatures like this respond to calm energy. So I'm using my calm energy.
Okay.
And college education.
My college education.
So
It's gonna fit. It fits under the category of
So a
anything
guy
else.
stabbing a dog in the face, and you're like,
all right.
Yes,
So
all I've got.
I'll give you 50% of anything else on this, but you have 4 challenge dice against
4
you.
challenge dice?
Well, you have to get past the 2 of them.
Oh my God.
It's not actually a dog. It's a creature summoned by a dark ritual.
Oh, really?
And
My college education probably would have told me.
yeah.
No, screw it.
sounds reasonable,
Let's
but-
all go down to flames. Holy
you did it with no
cannoli.
30, you got 38.
I got 18 and no
drawbacks.
drawbacks.
18 and no drawbacks.
I am amazing.
So
I am amazing.
it bit your arm. You stabbed it. I punched it in the face, and she goes, "Excuse me. I'm done."
guys, let's not overlook the fact that I'm back here like this.
So you walk in.
Yeah.
And-
But I got the calm, assertive energy.
And you recognize this thing as a night hound, a creature that is created through a ritual of blood sorcery. And
Totally learned that. That was my blood sorcery
You
class
trace-
in college.
you trace a divine rune in the air, and
That makes a lot more
the
sense.
green smoke that's coming out of its eyes suddenly congeals into tears of gold that stream down its face. Its mouth pops open, its teeth kind of fall to ash, and it collapses onto the ground and then rapidly disintegrates into a pile of just
Leather.
yellow bone.
Sure.
This is why everyone needs to go to college.
when's his heat coming to play time? You're killing us.
At this point, you hear Kathwoom!
Oh no.
Jaeger Blackknife steps out from behind a set of steps that clearly leads deeper into the complex.
Yes.
He's accompanied by 10 of his minions.
Oh my gosh.
And he looks at you and he says, "This batch is a little hot, but I think it'll do." And he points the barrel at you guys. He had enough time to complete not only the copying and deciphering of the recipe, but to brew up his own batch.
Does that cost all your heat though?
That's 20 heat for a plot twist. Not only did he finish transcribing the almanac, but he has successfully repeated the experiment.
How much for a
and created
Shyamalan
batch
plot
his
twist?
own.
Like how much for it to be like, I'm a gun?
20 points is a major spend.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a. I mean, yeah, I could
Wow.
onesie-twosie it here a little bit, but I saved it up for the end, and we might as well use it now. So he is
Yes.
going to shoot someone. Let's just sort of decide. 1 to 2, 3 to 4.
Mighty sneaky.
Remember that I look like a
7 to 8.
charwoman.
We'll re-roll. Okay, so he's going to shoot
What? No way!
Jester.
Blast!
Yes.
The guy in the back.
Yeah.
We've had such a manageable series of interactions up to this point.
He hates you.
He's like, "I'm gonna take out that clown. You take out the rest of them, boys."
How would he even separate me from the rest of the crowd?
You notice that his blunderbuss has one of those comically large iron rings with a crosshairs on it. Oh. And he points it at you. So the good news for you.
Give me the good news. Well, can I get the bad news first?
He was aiming for your pinkies.
The good news is he missed your pinkies and he shoots you right in the junk.
He's going. He points the blunderbuss at you, and he says, "Put your hands on the ground, kneel down, and beg for your life."
Okay.
So he's trying to threaten you.
Okay.
That's good news. You didn't go straight to.
All right. He successfully threatens you. You take 30 mental damage.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that separate in any way from physical damage, or
Nope,
just a source?
That drops your luck.
Gotcha.
That drops your luck.
Okay.
And so I don't know how you want to interpret that. Like, you're not, just to be clear, you're not forced to actually like get down and beg for your life. You can interpret whatever this 30 points of mental damage means. If it means you have a crisis of confidence, or you just sort of, you become overwhelmed with fear and you start panicking and crying, or whatever it is, you get to decide that. The minions, that's 2 squad 5. So they're going to rush up and they're going to, one of you is not going to get attacked. So 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9. All right, so 1 to 3, you are not getting attacked, which makes sense. You're sort of off to the side, right? A little bit.
Well,
So
I did punch the dog right in the face.
you did punch the dog right in the face, but she stepped up
came in.
in front of you
Yeah.
and dissolved
She beat
it.
the dog. Let's be
Right.
honest.
So one squad.
I like that the Night Hound is not the boss. Not the boss fight.
Apparently, having a college education is what makes you a boss.
One squad of goons descends upon
I
you.
differ.
They miss. I'd like my dice back, please. The other squad descends upon you. They hit you. All right. So they
It's a
have.
2.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
well,
that's good.
they just straight up do a set amount of damage. They do 20 damage to
Oh,
you, so
okay.
you burn 20 luck.
Okay.
So these. Do I have
I'm at 50,
a
Dom.
description of what
70.
they have? All right. No, basics. Bloods. So
Yeah.
yeah, they have kind of like, they just have like lead pipe kind of things, right? So the heavy
beating you
weapons
with
that they
lead
can
pipes?
beat you.
Good boys.
So that's all of my guys, right? So the minions attack you. They manage to wail on Octavius. You probably are missing some teeth or something at this point. And Jaeger has definitely threatened you with this giant gun. All right, who would like to take an action?
Wait.
We're in a drama scene right now, so.
I didn't. Did I not get an action before?
We
I did. Never mind.
You
Yes.
Gotcha.
disabled the
You
dog.
disabled
I
the
forgot.
dog, and then Jaeger made his grand entrance.
That's right. Right. Sorry.
with his
Sorry.
Minions.
I
So,
forgot.
Whoever wants to act
You
next
did
can
the
act
most
next.
important thing.
I want to panic and drop the flash bomb, the flashbang.
Okay.
Like drop it purposefully. Like just go for it now. Like
Like throw it at them.
yeah,
what
just
about-
like flip out and.
What about the fire? You could make the gun go off.
I have a.
You have.
All right, so you're gonna hurl the flashbang. Who are you hurling the flashbang at? Because there's a group of minions on her, a group of minions on him.
So how big is this space?
This it's about a 40-foot diameter room, or 40-foot by 40-foot room.
And everyone's just kind of like all spread
like
out.
they came up from a staircase around the corner, and you could tell that there was some sort of ritual circle drawn that summoned this dog, where it was sort of confined to be set on guard.
Okay.
And there are like vats and kegs and stuff like that of things that have been stored here or whatever. It's a little unclear what some of the stuff is unless you were to kind of take it in.
I mean, I definitely want to blind and distract Jaeger because we can't let that
Okay.
blunderbuss be brought
So
to bear.
you're throwing at him. Great.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and use your skill to do that. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you 2 challenge dice because you got to thread the needle between everybody else. He's the furthest combatant away, so to
Okay.
throw this, especially after he just sort of made this punishing threat against you, is take some extra chutzpah.
Okay. Is this use an alchemical object or is?
Sure.
Okay.
You have 90% on this, correct?
I do.
Very good.
Finally. Finally.
There's no way I can fail, right, guys?
Oh,
Nice.
dang.
It's so close. It's an 84 with 1 disadvantage.
One. All right. So 1 drawback. Very good. Very good. That sounds great. So you do. Your flashbang doesn't do damage, right?
It does not. It's
Okay.
designed to disorient
Just
sight
one,
and sound.
Oh, blinds the shit out of him.
Terrific.
Yeah,
Terrific.
and deafens them, hopefully.
One drawback. All right. So here's the way I'm going to rule this.
Okay.
You're watching 5 guys tackle Fantina, and 5 guys, have got Octavius by the arms, and they're prugling him with their lead pipes and whatnot. And there's a lot of chaos, and so I'm going to burn 10 luck off for that disadvantage, for that drawback. So you lose 10 luck because you essentially have to burn some luck to manage this Hail Mary shot where you thread this flashbang through, and it goes off, right in front of Jaeger.
Okay.
But you do land it in front of him, and boom, and you see him kind of dazed, and his he's rubbing at his eyes with his hand. And he's got his blunderbuss kind of off to one side, and his ears ring. He's like, so that's how that happened. Who would like to go next?
I'm at 60 down.
I'd like to attack the minions. So I can attack one at a time?
So
How does that
you can
work?
attack one, and then if you get extra, if you get any advantages,
so it's like overkill, essentially.
on any boons on advantage dice that you might have for whatever reason.
So I get 2 advantage dice on any attacks made against minions.
Okay, great.
So that's a good start.
Very good.
Nice.
So if you succeed, you're going to do damage to, you're going to kill one of them. Each additional boon that you roll is going to kill another one, right?
Okay.
There's 5 on you right now.
Okay.
So that's the situation. I want to. Well, let's just roll this straight up and see what happens.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, that's fine. You're stabbing with your knife?
Yeah, so I'm just going for the throat.
All right, very good.
Knife stab.
Knife stab.
When I attack a target with a physical object.
Knife stab. Plague bomb.
Oh, yeah!
Yes.
Ooh.
80.
80. What's your?
It's 80.
It's exactly 80. All right, very good. All right, and how many boons did you get?
2.
2 boons. All right, so you slice into 3 of the different. If you want to tell me what that looks like, you are welcome to do so.
Even though there's all this ruckus happening around me, it's a silent takedown because whenever I attack with a physical attack, I can decide that neither you or your target make any noise as a part of that attack.
Oh, cool.
And the target cannot speak or take any action.
Oh, so your signature killing move is to
it's
stab a dude in the throat,
Yeah,
right?
so
you,
just
very good. All right.
Nice.
So you take 3 of those guys down. Very good.
Excellent.
All right. Do you want to go next, or do you want to go next?
I can go next. I am going to use this to call in my 4 guys and say, boys, enough fireworks for tonight.
They're not anywhere near you, right? They're up on the street.
Yeah, but once seen per day or night segment, I can order them to help me.
Wait,
Didn't
were
you
the
do that with
fireworks
the
different?
fireworks?
That was my influence.
She spent influence for
That
that.
was my influence for them to set off fireworks to cover some noise.
So the fireworks are different from assembling her 4 dudes.
Okay. So,
I feel like they are. Yeah, one scene per day or night, and I didn't use them during the day.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't know that they were tailing you or anything like that.
They actually have disguised themselves as members of the
Hey,
Tannery.
well, I feel like
the guy
they're.
that just
If the fireworks, I feel like the fireworks were nearby, the distraction.
Right.
So if I at least yelled, they would hear me
Okay.
and come running.
All right. So I'm going to. I think probably the way I want to handle this is I'm going to have one of them show up each round.
Cool.
Okay.
Awesome.
So you hear from behind you like, "We're coming, boss." All right. So
Wonderful.
you whistle for those guys. and one of them shows up. What do you want him to do?
Join the brawl.
Join the brawl. All right.
Yeah.
So,
So maybe
Brawl.
attack one. He looks like he's doing all right so far. She hasn't made an attack, so yeah, go straight for.
okay. So
guys
he has a
that-
50% chance
That's
of
right.
taking down one of the minions. Actually, I'm going to have you roll this attack because it's your minion. So I'll take that back.
64.
64. All right.
So he
So he
misses.
comes rushing in and misses. These guys are armed with a little, like a
Kukri?
what am I thinking? Sure, like a kukri, or
I was thinking Kukri.
just a katana. Like I was thinking katanas.
Oh.
All right. So Fantina, that leaves us with you.
Here's what I'm going to do.
Yes.
I'm disguised as a charwoman, but underneath it is my T-Bomo leather suit.
Go Team Hopes.
I'm gonna rip off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and convince them that I'm a witch and that they should run away.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that by ripping off my charwoman clothes and emerging in my T-Mobile leather suit. And be like, and like in a really scary demonic voice, like, you saw what I did to the dog. You don't want to see what I do to you. I am a witch.
Okay.
But it's convince someone. I'm gonna convince them to run away. I'm convincing them to run away.
All right, you're making a mental attack against them. That's
Yes,
fine.
I am.
You did not establish that you had your jumpsuit on underneath your.
Why would I have taken it off?
Yeah,
It's leather and it's like bodysuit.
I feel what you're
It's
saying.
fine. It doesn't even matter what's underneath it. I can rip off anything and I'll look like a witch. I can rip off my charwoman suit and be naked and I'll look like a witch.
I mean,
That's a good point.
historically, witches
All
do
right.
practice.
I will
nude.
give you an influence for the fact that you could literally rip off any of your clothes and portray yourself as a witch. I do have to give you
so many setback.
3 challenge dice. I'm not going to give you 4 because they saw that you dissolved the night.
You saw me
Hound.
dissolve the dog.
So, in fact, I'll give you 1 boon in your favor in that respect.
Thank you.
But that's
Appreciate
that's the best we can do. So, what's your convince someone?
80%.
80%. Okay.
Do it. Convince them. Shit.
Oh
Wow, it
man,
didn't
can you push?
Wait, I gotta
luck?
push my luck.
Yeah.
You can push your luck. You have to spend 1 more challenge die. You fortunately have 1 left.
Yeah.
And you have 1 drawback.
She has 2. Right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
3.
3 drawbacks.
Is it that you're nude now?
I believe that I'm nude now. But the thing is like I have such a great body and like no body shame. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, whatever.
All right. So you push your luck.
That's why it's fantasy.
That convinces one of the minions to stop to
One is
back
more than
off.
I could do any other way.
And he yells, "She's a witch! She's a witch! Burn her! Burn her!"
Damn it.
And you see he runs over to a chest that's sitting over there, a crate that's sitting over there, and he pulls the front of it open, and inside you just see vials of alchemist fire packed up.
Do they have like, is this their emergency witch cabinet? They're just ready to burn witches
They
at any
just
given.
summoned a shadow dog. Of course they have an emergency witch cabinet.
You're right.
Hello!
Aren't they technically
bad.
witches if they summon that dog?
Nope.
All right, very good. We've been around the table, have we not?
We
Am I wrong
have.
about
Yeah,
that?
I think
You
so.
threw,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
killed,
Yeah.
you summoned, you...
Witched.
Witched, you bewitched that one of them. Very good.
Trying to kill
So...
Throw some fire at me.
So, let's have some mooks attack. So 2 of them are left on you. I think I just roll these as a unit though. 42. They do another 20 points of physical damage to you. Sorry about that.
Batman.
Oh wait. You knocked down 3 of them, right?
Yes.
So it does 8 points.
Yay!
Pretty
that
great.
makes more
Every time you
sense.
knock out a minion, it
Cool.
reduces
That's
the damage
4.
by 4.
That's neat.
All right. So there's 4 attacking you.
But 42 done.
Let's see what this looks like. They hit you. That is 16 points of damage. 16 points of luck that you have to burn.
Yeah.
I'll take my dice back there. And
So you're at 64.
And
at 64.
Fortunately for the rest of you, Jaeger is going to spend this round kind of shaking off this flashbang. He's disoriented.
Yes.
He loses his action, but he may recover. I don't know if I even need to roll for that. That's a great question. I'm just going to say that he recovers at the end of this round. So back to you folks. Who would like to act first? You have your minion, and another one shows up, so you now have 2 minions.
Awesome. They'll attack the guys, and I'm going to go for Jaeger. And I'm going to size him up, I think.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but but I have it. So what I'm gonna do though is go up to him. Maybe it's just intimidate, which I also have, and it seems like the same thing. So I'll go up to him and say, Jaeger, so good to see ya. Now it looks like you like hitting on the wee folk, doesn't it? The little mummers of the town. You're shying away from the big dogs, the one with the shaved heads. You know the ones I'm talking about. The ones who's got a big,
Nothing, go ahead.
The ones who've got some big beef with you. Let's go, mano y mano.
Oh, I know exactly. Wait, he's not Scottish, is he? He's like, oh yeah, I know exactly what big dog you're talking about, and I'm about to neuter that bitch.
Oh no. The
That's
female
a really
dog
good
has
comeback.
balls.
That's a really good
Yeah,
comeback.
good. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, good.
And I know how long it takes to reload your stupid pistol, so why don't we just have at each other with our hands?
He hasn't fired it yet.
Oh, he didn't fire it?
No.
He's got a
he
flashlight.
fired one round off.
did.
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
We're done.
So here's the bad news. This is a double-barreled blunderbuss.
Oh, okay.
Shit.
All right, then I
blunderbuss
say,
keeps changing.
good. How about you let me take the first hit? And I do.
All right.
Or
so-
wait, no, I guess that was just intimidate. I kind of just want
You're
the
gonna try
main
to
thing.
intimidate
The
him.
main thing in that round,
Alright.
what I want to do is draws attention away from this poor person.
Sure.
That's nice of you.
All right. So, do you have intimidate or anything like that?
Yes, I have
Intimidate
intimidate for 80%.
someone. All right.
Wait. I would like to give you 2 boost die.
Advantage dice.
Advantage
Oh,
die.
thank goodness.
All right. How are you helping her intimidate?
I'm naked. No one in this room is able to fully concentrate.
You can't even see.
Listen, I'm a professional sex worker. I'm good at all the things with the body, and I talk real sexy
You can tell.
All right. Very
because
good.
I keep telling you.
He does have a loaded shotgun in his, or a loaded blunderbuss in his hand, so I'm going to give you 2 challenge dice against, and we'll roll it and call it good. You got 80% on this?
Yeah. 47 with
Okay. So
one
47
disadvantage.
with one drawback.
Why didn't you get anything with
47,
the
one
boost dice?
drawback. All right, so the bad
Tilly.
news is, so what is your mental attack just does 47? Is that the deal?
47.
All right, well, he is unflappable, so he halves damage he takes from this sort of thing. So instead of 47,
23 and a half.
As
he's
bosses
gonna
do.
take, he's gonna take 23. So, so that's what happened.
Cool.
He kind of looks at you and he spits, into his one hand, and he winds up with this blunderbuss. Cocks it
cranks
to
it?
his shoulder.
Yeah.
All right.
Have
Who would like to go next?
Well, have your goons attack the guys on me.
Oh, okay.
yeah, so my
so
goons
roll
are-
them. It's one roll for both of them.
All right,
What's
come
on
on,
They
for
do
you?
8
boys.
damage if they hit.
56.
56, not quite.
They miss. All right. So your goons are not.
Can I push my luck for
They're
now?
goons. They don't have luck. So, all right. Who would like to attack next?
I guess I'll go.
right.
Stabby.
You get 2 advantage dice on that.
Yes. So I'm going to kill the 2 guys next to me and hopefully one more if I get 3. That's on her.
Sure.
Cool.
That's 15.
Yes.
All right.
2 boosts.
So, boom, boom, boom. You finish off the. The goons around you.
He's a guy I made up.
I want to take a guy's shirt and
All right.
put it on my face. as a
Fantina,
mask.
what would you like to do?
3 guys around you.
I'm going to have to go with convincing people I'm a witch still. Because I
But
have.
not the flammable kind.
I'm too
yeah.
I'm too witchy to set on fire. is what I'm gonna go with. Like I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna cackle like a witch. I don't know. What do witches do?
Fire makes you strong.
I'm gonna dance around. I'm gonna be witch-like.
Well, what you
I'm gonna
could
pull
do-
out my loaded dice and say, I always roll sixes! Magic!
I mean,
Okay.
Go grab those
Is it
vials.
3 loaded dice?
or go grab the almanac.
Or yeah.
Oh, that's wait, can I just walk away from these guys attacking me?
No. Unless you have run away. You know.
Do you have
I
run like
run
hell?
like hell.
Run like hell?
Us-
Give me a run like hell.
Us
check.
non-commies have run like hell.
I gotta give you 4 challenge dice on this.
4?
Let's be honest.
I mean, yeah.
You took off your charwoman shoes.
Running naked is hard.
Oh, I did not accomplish that at all.
Oh no.
Failure with a setback.
Okay,
Drop
so
Yeah.
so you
Trip over the.
you
clothes
you
on the
try to
ground.
run away, and one of them swacks you with his pipe. So burn 10 luck, please.
Actually, also, if you are naked, you are now surrounded by clothing. Like, clothing is all over.
Yeah, you end up tripped up in your plague mummer kind of costume, and you trip forward, and the guy just
There are
swacks you
so
in
many
the
costumes
arm.
you took off.
All right, Thurman Thurston.
I'm wearing clothes!
What do you got?
I wanna. What would it take? I want to shout out for her to get out of the way, and I want to run up and just try and chunk my vial of alchemist fire into the end of his blunderbuss.
Okay.
Oh.
Pretty great.
That should,
I like
right?
it.
That's
Big blowsion.
so-
Big blowsion.
It's a bold plan. I will give you.
Thank you.
That's always a bold plan.
If I survive, I look forward to organizing another performance.
All right.
Wait.
So, what skill do you feel is appropriate here?
Well, it's probably going to have to be throw something. Ideally, I would like to try and conceal an object, but I don't really think that's under the.
Yeah, I don't feel like you're throwing so much as you're just straight up like brawling or attacking. So
Okay.
I'm gonna call that, unless you have brawling attacking, I'm gonna call
I
that
do not.
anything else.
Okay.
So
Anything else?
that's a 50-50.
But I don't want to call it brawling or attacking. I want to call it super coolly throwing a vial of alchemist fire into the end of someone's blunderbuss. 50%.
You have 50% in that.
Cool.
I'm giving you 4 challenge dice again.
Okay.
I'll give you 3. I'll give you 3.
Seems fair.
I'm going to give you 2
2 advantage dice.
advantage dice.
Thank you. I will treasure these.
I'm not sure.
Where's the other
how
one?
I would do it, but she already did.
Yeah.
Nope. Thank you.
Good luck, Jordan.
Hey, thanks.
May the force be with you.
There's no way this could go wrong. Oh! A 50 with 1 disadvantage.
But 50 is good.
Yes.
50 barely.
All right. Very good. So how much damage does your alchemist fire do?
It doesn't say.
doesn't say.
I have a vial of it. That's all I
Very
know.
good. All right, so you thread the needle through the crowd of ruthless participants here, and
naked
you
witches!
You
Oh, no.
yell to Maggie. Like,
I wanted to run up to it.
Yeah, I
Like, tell her to
understand.
get out of the way. Oh, I'm threading the needle with my body.
Yeah.
Okay, because I have a thing for this.
Yeah, and you yell like to Maggie, like, get out of the way, and she just kind of turns around and is like, what? And you just grab her like by the side of the face and just like kind of push her down, and then you charge forward and you slam your flask of alchemist fire down the barrel of this blunderbuss. It explodes in this huge.
Before it does, I want to take that brief nanosecond of time where we're just looking at each other in the eyes as I do this and go, I have 2 down, but you've got 10 to lose.
As you reach over and you grab Jaeger by the collar and you say this as you're slamming this jar of alchemist fire down the barrel of the blunderbuss.
Yeah.
It goes off. Kafoom, and blows the blunderbuss into shrapnel. Unfortunately, you had your ring finger
I
over the
assumed
end
as
of
much.
the barrel, and you blew your ring finger off completely.
Okay.
Take 10 luck damage from
I'm
that,
at 50.
that piece of drawback.
Just the ring finger.
That's
actually much better than I thought that
You're
would
down another. You're down another finger.
Okay.
All right, who's left? Is anyone left? Did you did your thing?
did.
Fantina, I don't know. You helped out here.
Didn't I try to be a witch again?
You tried to run away and
Oh, you
trip.
tried
I tried to run away and trip.
All right, so that brings us around to, I think you have, according to my count here, you have 2 mooks on you who can still
That's
attack.
astonishingly fewer than I thought.
You're on the
'cause
ground
you
in
came
a
over
pile
and
of
started
clothes.
killing
Killed one and he killed 2, so
Right.
there's 2
I killed.
left.
I convinced one that I'm a
Right.
witch.
Yeah.
So they're going to try to burn you with alchemist fire as well.
Good plan.
Because you're clearly
Nope.
Well, what am I gonna do about that?
a witch.
Miss!
That's a
I'm
96.
a witch!
They miss.
I haven't seen. Did you see that? I am a witch.
Yes.
You gotta stop saying that.
Very good. And then Jaeger.
Oh God. You made an enemy of him.
Yeah, Jaeger looks at you.
Just now? I've been working on this one.
He looks you dead in the eye and says, "I don't need fingers to beat you, you sissy clown." And then he goes, "Wham!" and headbutts you.
Okay.
All right. So that's not looking good for you.
Yeah. You don't want to reroll both.
All right. So 20 damage.
Okay.
20 damage. He just straight up headbutts you.
Accurate.
All right.
I'm at 30.
Back around. Who else would like to go?
Thanks, Big D.
Wait, is this a new
Turn,
round?
folks. New round.
You might want to go first and get your goons to see if they can fight these 3 guys that are.
Yeah, they're
You got
gonna
3 goons.
fight the goons. The 3
Roll,
goons are
we got
gonna.
50% for them
Okay.
goons.
Damn it, goons.
Nope, 72.
Damn, every goddamn time.
Terrible.
And then
You're kind of like off to the side. Thurman has pushed you off to the side. You turn around and you see, Jaeger just smash him right on the bridge of the nose. There's this huge spray
Okay.
of blood, and Thurman is like,
It will not be a cool scar. It will
okay,
look
so
awkward and
I look
weird.
over at you and I say, I don't always have that much faith in you, but wretched be the day that I let one of my crew members die. And you get a burst of energy, and I give you.
I feel
give
somewhat
you.
demoralized as
I
well.
give you 40 of my luck.
What?
What the?
Wait,
what?
you're down any.
how does that work?
I can give another member of my crew any amount of my luck.
Wow.
They have to be able to hear me as I inspire them. If that is my action in a drama scene.
Wow.
Awesome.
So you're
Okay,
back
very
at
good.
I'm at
So-
70.
Wait, should
Yes,
that
you
to
give
me?
this
Someone go fight?
inspiring speech, and Thurman, spits out some blood in a tooth. And then all of a sudden, his face rises up, and you see his eyes kind of just bore directly into Jaeger's eyes. And, he gives this,
Self-deprecating confidence. She doesn't have a lot of faith in me.
So the look kind of looks like this.
All right, Thurman, what would you like to do?
Fight him, Thurston. You can do it.
I know.
Punch him like a man.
I can't really.
Use one of your other.
Smoke bomb.
Smoke bomb him.
You can do anything half of the time.
That's true.
Very true. I just want to smash a smoke bomb on the side of his face.
Okay. All right, you're brawling. That's 50%.
Okay.
Anything.
Yeah.
72. You can push your luck. I didn't give you any challenge
I
dice. on
will.
this.
I would have to push
Do it.
by 3 dice.
That's true.
Do it.
Okay. Sure. Let's do it.
Okay.
But you'd be doing a hell of a lot of damage.
30
to
luck
that.
that you're down. So
Ha!
what's your current luck?
I'm at 40. 40. Make sure that you see what happened on the dice tray, but then no, I'm at 40 luck right now, before whatever this is happens.
Oh my god.
All right. Let me just consult my sheet to see whether I just straight up kill you.
Classic
or
Thurman.
how this,
Well,
how
You
this
can do it.
3.
Good speech. That was inspired.
That was a great speech.
I was inspired.
You'd be at 10 right now.
All right.
She hadn't done it.
That's true.
Major complication.
did you succeed though?
No.
Yeah.
Well, now you did.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
yes.
That's what.
I
yeah.
did succeed.
Yeah, you
pushed your
did.
luck.
The smoke bomb. You did smoke bomb damage. Smoky damage.
His head's gonna smell so gross.
Well, I was going to shoot him with a dart, but now
He's gonna get lung cancer another 20, 30 years from now.
Great.
You found
All
it.
right, so at this
I'll leave it.
point, from the stairs behind you, you hear another squad of men coming down from behind you.
Okay.
Yeah, so you missed with your initial roll on top of it, right? You didn't actually hit him.
I did, but then I made it by pushing my luck.
Oh, you pushed your luck.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
so you so the great news is you were brawling with him. You do 72 points of damage to his luck.
Oh, great.
All right, so he's up. He's taken.
Make a note that it's smoke damage.
95.
95.
It's smoke damage.
So yeah, you bash this thing into the side of his head, and like a smoke bomb doesn't just like emit smoke and everything's happy and fun. Like it actually has an incendiary thing.
Yeah.
So you smash it into his cheek, and it burns. It singes this huge scar across the front of his face, and he's grimacing and wincing and screams in agony. He's like, "Get this bloody mummer off of me, boys!"
I can't help but notice if he survives this, he's gonna have a really cool scar on his face. It's gonna look awesome.
Fantina, I believe you haven't done anything. Am I right?
I still have 2 dudes
Two
on you.
dudes who are engaged with you. Yeah.
Bitch slap 'em.
But they're
Witch slap.
they're trying to they're honestly they're confused. Like, what is this woman doing?
Which, please?
That's a rational reaction. So I'm going to go with distract someone. I'm
Okay.
going to attempt to distract
Jaeger?
Jaeger.
Okay, I got to give you 3 challenge dice on that because the 2 dudes next to you are probably going to beat on you when you give them this opening.
Probably part of what distracts Jaeger.
You know what?
Maybe.
I'm gonna spend this to help her out.
Okay, how are you going to help her distract Jaeger?
I'm going to. I'm not gonna help her distract Jaeger. I'm gonna try and distract the guys who are on her.
Okay.
Just to clear a little more distraction space
And what
for
does
her.
that sound like or look like?
I've got smoke bombs for everyone's faces.
It's a thing now.
I don't even use them in their intended mode.
All right, so Thurman, you jam this smoke bomb into Jaeger's face, and then you hear Fantina start, I don't know, some sort of.
I can tell she's beginning her sensual hum of seduction.
You hear you just hear the viola-like twang of the mouth
yes.
harp begin to spin up.
Mouth harp.
And you turn around with your smoke grenade in your hand, still kind of continuing to issue smoke, and you're like, "I've got smoke grenades for everyone. Take a shot at me." Roll your dice.
Oh, God. So 68.
68. Do you have
For distract someone on 65, so I'm going to push my luck,
Okay.
which means I need to roll
One
one
more.
more.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you already have 3? Oh,
No, only 3 now, because
Yeah,
one
now it's only
advantage.
3. So,
Oh, right, okay.
so those come off.
3 only brings in another squad of guys, so.
Sure, great.
It's only
All right.
pretty bad, that's all.
So, from
What does it even matter?
from
I'm going down for this book.
down below, you see a fellow, come up the stairs, and it looks like he's wearing kind of a black cowl, and he has bright green eyes, and you can see that he has some sort of rune inscribed in
course
his
he does.
forehead, and he has long black hair, and then he just puts 2 fingers up to his cowl, and you hear this piercing whistle, and you hear down below, down the stairs, you hear
He makes his own whistle physics.
All right, Octavius, what do you got?
well, she distracted him. I think I'm going to try and finish off Jaeger.
Okay.
I might have to go if it's midnight.
Okay.
What?
Almost.
Noted.
Is it midnight?
Oh, it is almost midnight. Okay, well, I'm trying to finish her out.
Get him.
So he's not a minion, so I don't get my advantage dice. So I'm gonna just run up and amidst everything, just stab him in the throat.
Okay.
So just
Signature move.
All right, very good.
that's enough. Because I have 80 for stab.
You have 80, so how much damage do you do total?
63,
63 points of damage. All right.
and he makes no noise. He cannot speak or take any action. until after my next turn.
All right, that's 158 points of damage.
Woo.
You suddenly sidle up next to him, slice your. You notice he's got this scar where somebody tried to slit his
Ooh.
throat. You just like
To
kind
connect
of
the
like
dots?
tease the edge of your blade along the edge, and then go, "Oh, this is where they missed," and plunge it into his neck.
You're doing it all wrong.
He kind of like gacks a little bit and then collapses to the floor in a puddle. At which point, everyone around him kind of stares in disbelief. There is mass chaos. The cloaked figure kind of like sizes you up and looks at Jaeger and then turns and goes down the stairs.
Best we get that book. Best we get that book for us.
And thus endeth the scene. I think we'll leave it there. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was the Gunpowder job.
We didn't kill the big boss.
I want to...
The wizard. Whoever he was.
We never found out about a wizard. We forgot to find out about a wizard.
Is there a wizard?
I want to thank our players for playing along tonight. Mr. Gaurav Gulati.
Yay!
Jordan Caves-Callarman.
Yay!
Or as he is professionally called,
Jordan Caves-Callarman.
and Ms. Amy Vorpahl.
Yay!
Behind the scenes, Mr. Dom Zook. Working the levers and the pulleys.
I'm awesome.
If
awesome.
you
And he knows
enjoyed this game, if you were intrigued by this game, you can pull up the Kickstarter. The links are in the chat. Dom, what do we have to do is the raffle locked down? What do we have to do to make the raffle work?
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
Okay, 22 entrants,
22 entrants
110
have applied.
tickets purchased.
110 tickets were purchased.
Drawing a winner now.
The winner is
D20 robot.
James V, 1971 was drawn as the winner.
1971!
James V, 1971 is the winner.
Congratulations.
Nice work.
Well done, well done. So, James, you'll be getting my fresh set of prototype dice and the Traveler's Guide to New Dunhaven. I am your Kickstarter backer because that's how they'll really benefit you the most. But thank you so much, too, to Rodney Thompson for providing us the materials and giving us a sneak peek at everything. And all of his help and coordination, along with Jonathan over at Game Empire in Pasadena.
And leverage.
And leverage for writing a pilot episode. Thank you, John Roger. That's the buzz for us. I am your host, Tom Lommel. I've had a great time. I hope you have too. Thank you so much for your donations, for the follows, the subs, support. Please spread the word on the social medias to your friends and neighbors. We're trying to grow the channel, and we want to be here live with you on Twitch as we game and have fun. So we hope you have had fun as well. We got tomorrow night is Lost Brigade. Woo. Thursday, I am back with Disorganized Play at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Thursday night is... are you playing video games on Thursday night?
You got time.
I'll have some time for games.
Gaurav has time for games.
Thursday night.
Friday night is Black Bag Vikings with our host, Mr. Wes
Oh,
Otis.
thanks, Alucard.
Alucard
Alucard Bane is a big follow.
Bane.
Thanks
See,
so much.
come on, Rodney. Bane.
Saturday is Masks with Stephen Pope, correct? And at 5:30, is it an all new? At 5 o'clock is an all new season of no. There were Mac Beauvais though is slipping into the not yet. Oh, Sax Car. I gave some stuff away. I gave some stuff away earlier today. Hey, but anything else? No. Hey, everybody, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate all your time, passion, and support. And until next time, let's dungeon!